Welcome back to Macrodosing. You have no choice but to listen to this podcast. It's a mandatory podcast, so thank you for attendance. I want to talk to you guys before we get started about our great friends over at Masterworks. The markets have been really trippy for the last few months. There's volatility, there's inflation. It's almost like they took a hit of whatever Elon Musk has been smoking, which just means that there's probably never been a better time to diversify your portfolio and reevaluate risk. And you know how some of the richest people on earth allocate up to 10 to 30% of their wealth? Blue chip art. Now that's trippy. But while blue chip used to be largely inaccessible for most investors, Masterworks is changing all that. Masterworks is the first and only startup allowing everyone to invest in paintings by iconic artists like Picasso, Banksy, and Basquiat without spending millions. So join the art investing community today. Get priority access to their latest offerings when you go to masterworks.art/macro. You've probably wanted to invest in art. Probably want to say, hey, I own a painting. You want to own a part of a Picasso. How cool is that? You want to own a Banksy. Go to masterworks.art/macro. See important disclaimers at masterworks.io/disclaimers.
Malik Willis from Liberty.
Future Falcons quarterback.
Wait. Malik Zaire.
You guys are getting Mariota and you'll like it.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
You know what's the funniest, Big T? So the other day, when it very much looked like Deshaun was heading to Atlanta, something else happened. I texted Big T like, hey, I know you're probably focused on this, but something else is very funny too. And he texted me, everything's coming up Big T right now. And since that text, everything has gone down for nothing has been up for Big T.
Tennessee baseball #1 in the country.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. Before we get into the good stuff, people don't want to hear Big T be happy. They're tuning in to hear his abject misery and to feel his tears through their ears. So let's talk about what happened on Saturday. Huge news. It's like Israel-Palestine, #1 conflict in the world. Close second, Big T versus Rico. And the handshake heard around the world. I felt like over the last 3 months, I've been Bill Clinton brokering peace between Netanyahu and Yasser Arafat, having you guys out to
Which one am I?
I mean, I think we know which one you would prefer to be in that situation.
I'm asking you.
I don't think you're either one of those. I think that you were more in the right than you were in the right to begin with. So you can't really label who was. It's a little bit different.
You don't want to get involved in Israel-Palestine?
I was on your side. I mean, we can do an entire episode about Israel.
I will.
Because no matter what religion you are right now, like we can do an abject history of how that entire situation was created by like other countries from around the world. Mostly us. Like we had a pretty big hand in that. But no, it was like I was trying to negotiate these treaties between the two of you, and you were never. Don't get me wrong, you were never in the wrong. I always thought you were in the right about everything. I just like Rico, and sometimes I get concerned about his mental state when he gets angry about stuff. I want him to be productive, and he's a very funny guy, so I don't want him to have stupid beefs. In fact, I talked to Rico several times on this trip that I was in, and I was telling him, listen, your beef with Big T is completely unreasonable. You have some beefs out there that are funny, that are based in Rico's version of reality, but like somewhat in reality. But his beef with you, I thought was just like, it was wild for him to maintain that. So I told him, like, you should bury the hatchet with Big T. He's a good person. He's not somebody that like you should be going after. So there was a handshake before the live stream initiated by Rico.
I was appreciative of that.
You were. It was nice to see. Were you surprised that he shook your hand?
Yes.
How was the handshake? Was it firm?
It was
you
good.
could see it in your face. He was like, I don't trust this.
Yeah, what?
Well, I was just very caught off guard. Also, it was extremely loud in there. Like I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. And
he walked up. He walked up like he had like a dime sack in his hand or something. He was gonna sell you some shit. That shit was funny as hell.
But yeah, I'm glad. I hope we don't like. I don't need him to apologize or anything. Like, we can leave each other alone.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I think that's where we're at now. Is like, okay, the handshake is over. The ice has been broken. Now let's just get on with our lives.
Did you Would you have did you only shake his hand so that there was no bad juju heading into a Tennessee game, or was it sincere on your end as well?
No, like if he wants, I'm more than willing to do that.
Yeah, it was nice. It was good sportsmanship all around. It was very funny too because Arian got involved. Arian tweeted the picture of the Crips and the Bloods tying the bandanas together.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And
ratioed.
Yeah, it was a ratio for sure. And it was so many people were pointing out how funny it is that now Arian Foster is caught up in the Rico Bosco versus Big T. Like he has a stake in the game. It was nice to see, and now we can move on. Now we can talk about the actual game. So Tennessee, they lost. I had a future on them, so I feel like a 1/100th of your pain. But from your standpoint, where are you at mentally with Rick Barnes?
So I'm glad you asked that question because I'd like to address it. This loss, so we're playing the greatest 11 seed I've ever seen in the history of the tournament, a team with Final Four talent. They shot 2 of 18 from 3 after being scorching hot for 6 weeks. They still could have won the game if a crazy no-look hook shot doesn't go in and the ball is off his fingertips 100th of a second earlier. They probably win that game. Like, the narrative that also we're talking about the most intentionally volatile postseason in sport. Like, if we actually wanted to find the best team in college basketball, we'd take the top 16 teams and do 8 best of 5 or 7 series.
I love
Talk about it.
I love this. Big T's putting the whole system on trial.
No. I've said this before. The college basketball postseason is intentionally designed to create chaos.
Horrible.
It's in the name.
Horrible.
Well, first of all, respectfully, Coley, fuck you, because it's a great tournament. It's
horrible.
March Madness
is great.
is awesome.
It creates great moments.
It does
awful.
It does not. You're right. It doesn't reward necessarily the best team. It's
correct.
Whoever is playing the best that week.
As a matter of fact, it's intentionally designed to not reward the best team.
But that's kind of why we love it.
Correct. And yes, and that's fine, and we all accept that. I
do not.
So this Rick Barnes narrative, they're like, oh, he doesn't win in the tournament, whatever. This was a great team that ran into another really good team and lost by a few points because they shot 2 of 18 from 3. Like, that, there's no doubt about they would have whipped Colorado State. They would have given Villanova a great game. Might have beat them. They've already beaten Arizona, the 1 seed in that region. Like, Tennessee had a very good season. They won the SEC tournament. It sucks that they lost in the first weekend, and everybody can keep saying, "Oh, Rick Barnes, this and that." And I've been guilty of that at times too, for sure. But after, like, really looking at it, like, I think that's a bit short-sighted and unfair.
Okay.
But yeah, it sucks that they lost.
Why is it short-sighted though?
I think it's short-sighted might not be the right word. It's extremely convenient and easy. Say, like, oh, Rick Barnes again. Like,
yeah, that's what we do in sports media.
Correct. Yeah, it's like the easy thing to do. And Rick Barnes didn't shoot 2 of 18 from 3, most of which were open and good look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had a cold day. It bit them in the ass.
Counterpoint, Rick Barnes chokes in the tournament.
You got me. You know.
How many have been actual, this was definitely, and I have some contention about every higher seed losing being a choke, considering we just explained the entire purpose of the tournament is so that higher seeds lose. But like, how many other times have been actual chokes? Not even with Texas, but at Tennessee, because this feels like the first year you've actually should have went much deeper.
Well, so we've run into the Devil Magic team every single year.
Oh,
in 18, we get Loyola when they go to the Final Four I think they were at 10.
Devil Magic of Sister Jean.
Last year, correct.
Yeah.
Last year we get Oregon State, the worst team to ever go to the Elite Eight in the history. I still have no idea how they did that. And then this year we get Michigan, a team that was preseason number 2 or 3 in the country, who has legitimate Final Four talent and like a couple NBA guys on that team, and as an 11, like, the draw is what it is. Like, you have to win 6 games one way or the other, but like, we've run into that team every single time. Now, granted, you can turn around and say you shouldn't lose to a 10 and 2 11s as a 2 and a 3 seed, which you shouldn't. But like, this one, it still sucks and it hurt a lot in the moment. But like, the next morning I was like, You shoot 2 of 18 from 3, you're probably going to lose playing a team worth a shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, counterpoint, Rick Barnes just chokes.
You nailed it, brother.
So if you go back, I mean, you can look at, he had Kevin Durant, and he won one tournament game with Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Was anyone else on that team? I can't remember.
No,
I
it was
remember
just Kevin Durant.
So he's playing them 1 through 5.
No, they had, was it DJ Augustine? Was he on that team?
I can't remember if he was still there. He might have been.
I'm looking. Is the internet out again?
No, my internet's just fine.
No, we wouldn't be here.
It's a great point.
Yeah, but it was tough to watch. I was rooting for you, Big T. I really was. And Aaron, did you watch the game?
Not the Tennessee one, no. The only game that I caught was TCU and Arizona. That was a fun game to watch too.
It was.
I can't he took from the free throw line trying to dunk that with not nearly enough time left to pull that. He thought he had have you ever rewatched Space Jam? Jordan takes off with about 4 seconds left, and then for the next minute and a half stretches out to dunks. That's the clock he thought he was going to be given in that moment.
It was a slow motion, man. My MJ knew what he was doing.
The 2007 Texas team did have Durant, Augustine, and also Damian James and Dexter Pittman, who played in the NBA.
Oh, Dexter Pittman was the Trev. I think that's Miami Heat champion Dexter Pittman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so they were a good team. 4 NBA guys.
Rick Barnes, classic Ricky.
Rick Barnes. I think I've actually done like a 180 because I've accused other people of doing this, but I'm kind of doing it now. Like Reegs and I talked about this after the game. Like, okay, you pay Rick Barnes whatever sum of money and say you're retiring now, whatever. Like, who are you going to get? Like, Rick Barnes has turned Tennessee into a top 15 program in the country, like maybe even closer to 10
in the regular season. Yeah,
sure, yeah. And then you get into what? Listen, this was the Mark Few. Mark Few choked every year, right, and still hasn't won a national title. But now people like he's gotten to a couple Final Fours. Like Mark Few couldn't do it. Who else has that narrative been?
Well, Mark Few he would win like a game or two in the tournaments.
Tennessee has won a game or two in the tournament under Rick.
Okay. I feel like it's a
like
little bit
this
different.
Is the narrative on everybody. Scott Drew always choked, couldn't do it, then won a national title. Like
Calipari.
Well, Calipari, it's true. That's different. That's different. He does choke. There's anyway, but yeah, like I love Rick Barnes. He's an awesome person. He's like the exact type of guy you want running your program. Like it sucks that we haven't had the success we'd like to in the NCAA tournament, but
who's the better coach, Barnes or Bruce Pearl?
That's a good question.
Hey, Bruce Pearl was my guy. I was there when he was
Pearl wins like forever, and wins is not necessarily national champion
at all costs. Some would say.
Yeah, I'm listening.
They shouldn't let him go.
Listen,
why did they let him go? I forget.
He had like a barbecue. I think he had like a cookout.
Do you know who the player was that was at the barbecue? It was Aaron Kraft. You remember him?
I do. He played at Ohio State for like 7 years. Yeah,
so it was Aaron.
That's
Kraft.
who got him undone.
Yeah, well, and even then, it was because he lied about it. Like if he would have just told the truth, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah, I think he invited him, told him to lie about it, and told his family to lie about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably against the NCAA's rules to.
It was.
Beat a man.
But like if he just would have been like, yeah, Aaron Kraft was in my house for a barbecue, like it wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have gotten a show cause for it. Like
how crazy is it to look back at like 2009, 2010, whenever that was, and say Jim Tressel got booted out of college football and labeled as a pariah and as like one of the all-time bad guys because he didn't self-report his own players getting free tattoos at a local tattoo parlor.
And now that leads us into another piece of news today. The quarterback that committed to UT, who is reportedly, well, I shouldn't even say reportedly.
I don't know if you should even give gas to these rumors, Big D.
It has been surmised. There is a report out there that there is some 5-star recruit in the class of 2023 who's getting an $8 million deal from some NIL collective to go somewhere. It seems that could be Nico I'm a Levy.
His last name is I'm a leave.
I'm a Levy, yeah. And who committed to Tennessee today. And I hope it is. I hope we double it.
Yeah.
I hope he gets 16 million.
I did see somebody panicking about that online, being like, what, the athletic director at University of Tennessee should turn them into the authorities?
Well,
And it's like,
I'll read
who
the
gives a
tweet.
shit? Why do you care about that?
This woman said, if I'm Tennessee's AD, I'm checking into the rumors that he signed an $8 million deal with Spire Tennessee Collective. And if it's true, I'm not letting him on my campus. And she's a lawyer, so I mean, she knows what she's talking about, but she went into like, it's inducement and all this. No, it's not. The contract that the Athletic put out clearly stated all this guy has to do is go to any NCAA member institution. It did not specify which one.
Mm-hmm.
And that whoever the company is has the rights to his name, image, and likeness. It may have been implied that they would like him to go to one more than any other, but he could have gone anywhere.
But who's to say?
Right. We don't know.
I actually have no idea how these name, image, likeness deals work at all.
I don't think anyone does. That's why they're trying it.
Like
right now is the time to really push the limits. Like,
Yeah.
don't wait. Do not wait. Like, just fucking go, because in 10 years they probably will have it more buttoned up. Right now, just fucking throw money.
Yeah, if I want to pay a player and be like, hey, I'll make T-shirts with your face on it if you go to James Madison University. Kind of like what Big Cat was trying to do, getting Caleb Williams in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
If you can do that, is that illegal?
I don't think so, but like the way to do it is be like, hey, we're gonna make T-shirts with your image on it, and I've already pre-ordered 10 million of them. They're already sold. That money is yours.
I've got this great design. It just happens to be you riding on top of the Duke dog through Harrisonburg, Virginia. You can go anywhere you want. We're still going to sell the shirts. But I think it'd be very cool if you just...
For decades, it was pay the players. Pay the players. These guys are getting paid. Now it's like, well, we don't like... Not like that. I mean, we didn't want Tennessee to be good again. We can't have that.
It's the free market, right?
Yeah. This is... Yes.
Capitalism.
Yes.
Arian, when you were in school, how much money do you think you could have gotten under an NIL deal?
I wasn't a baller like that in college. Well, I was nice, but there were cats that could have got more. So I mean, I don't know. Ain't no telling. It's like whatever somebody willing to pay you. I'd have definitely hustled for it though. I'd have hit the local junk. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been like try to be sponsored by some local cats for sure, like
car dealerships.
Yeah, car dealerships, sandwich shops. I'm selling out.
Sandwich shop would be awesome. It's always been my dream to be in a sandwich commercial. Doesn't say a lot about my dreams.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just seems cool to be like, to have a sandwich named after you would be cool too. Be like, hey, this is the PFT footlong. I guarantee this is the best sandwich you'll have in the city.
Or if instead of
the
like
PFT footlong,
instead of the 6-inch, if yours was like 5.9 inches long,
that'd be very funny. I agree.
It was like a BLT, but it was like pepperoni,
meatball, tomato.
Yeah,
that sucks. That's
not a sandwich.
No,
not a sandwich.
Just go with the PFT. It's pretty fucking taste. Boom.
Ooh, you've thought of this. You've thought of this.
Yeah, he's definitely thought of this before.
No, I mean, just like
that was an off the top.
I have.
No, I think he ripped that off the top.
I have not designed my own sandwich.
Of course you would.
I thought my sandwich was going to be a meatball, pepperoni, and tomato sandwich 2 seconds ago. I don't think I would have pulled that one from the draft folder.
PFT is good.
Yeah, it would be. That'd be a dream of mine. I don't know. Although at the same time, there's so many other more deserving people, especially at this company, to have sandwiches named after them. I couldn't live with myself if I got a sandwich named after me before Glenny Balls did.
Well, I think Balls has a sandwich.
Perfect. All right, let's go. I'm good to go then. All right. So how
are you feeling, PFT?
How am I feeling?
Yeah, you seem a little sleepy.
I've been better. Just a rough last 4 days. It was a lot of fun, but traveling for work and screaming my brains out and being on live streams and recording the shows, it takes it out of you a little bit, especially when you can't get into your hotel room, which I'm not complaining about, but 2 nights in a row, coming back, middle of the night, put my key card up at the door, it does not unlock. The light doesn't even blink. And full transparency, when I came back on Saturday night, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. So I had a couple cocktails, allegedly. And when you can't get into your room, you start thinking, I'm fucking this up. Like, this must not be my room. I'm doing something wrong. So then I went down to the front desk, gave me new key cards, went upstairs, tried to get in again. Still, nothing turned on. And I was like, what the hell is happening? I feel like I'm stuck in purgatory right now. Called back down, security comes up, and they have to like recharge the battery on my door lock to let me in, which takes, I don't know, like 15 minutes. So I'm just sitting in the hallway with the security guard as he's recharging. My eyes are starting to shut, like the blinds are going down. And so then it happened again last night after we were done recording Pardon My Take at like 2:00 in the morning. And this time they had to like uninstall the entire system and reinstall it. So that took about an hour of me waiting downstairs in the lobby for them to fix that. So, besides that, it was a pretty smooth trip, but I do not recommend, I'm not going to say anything bad about the hotel, but it was a nice place, good stay. The room was wonderful.
We were at the same hotel, right?
I believe so.
I went to check in, and they were like, that'll be $580. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? I had to call poor Caitlin Walker at 10:30 at night and be like, hey, they're saying that like I owe them $600.
Wow. Did you pay?
Hell no.
They were just hustling. I think they were just hustling. Now, so my weekend was a little bit crazy, but however, the more important check-in that we have to do here is with Billy Football, who is here in person, in the flesh on this show, despite the fact, I mean, people joke about Billy being, like stealing valor. Oh, he pretends he's a soldier. Billy is at his bravest today. This is maybe the most heroic thing that he's ever done. He came into work on Monday, March 21st, even though St. Patrick's Day was 4 days ago, only 4 days ago. And Billy made it in. I'm very proud of you. Clap it up for Billy, everybody. Round of applause. Thank you for coming into work for your job.
Look, it's a couple heroic feats had to be done to get here, and I'm hurting pretty bad.
Okay, heroic feat number 1. You had to stop drinking at some point.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your service.
Heroic feat number 2, stayed up all night, catch a flight, because
you could have also gone to sleep.
Right, but I couldn't because timing was off. It was like a bad time for the flight.
What does that mean?
Did you have to change your flight to be able to be here on Monday?
No, what happened was I was originally going to come back earlier on Sunday, but then I realized that there was a parade. And I was like, oh, I got to go to the parade. Then I realized that
I gotta go.
The parade snuck up on him.
the parade
The
snuck up on
parade.
me.
Oh, someone should have told me this.
I thought the parade was going to be on Saturday. Turns out it was on Sunday. But, when you go to the parade, they shut down like everything in like blocks radius. So like I couldn't leave.
Billy was trapped in Boston.
I was trapped.
Billy was being held hostage.
Sending us videos of guys playing bagpipes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Being like, fellas, I don't think I'm going to make it.
I'm a fucking sucker for the bagpipes.
The IRA is here.
Yeah.
I am,
Billy, you're just physically incapable of saying, I wanted to be there getting drunk and I didn't want to go to work on Monday, so I put it off as long as I possibly could until PFT yelled at me. And then I decided, okay, I don't want to get fired, so I'll come into work. Just, you don't have to say like you were being held hostage in Boston, Massachusetts by the entire city.
They were very hostage taking ish.
All right.
My brain's not working right now, if you can't tell.
Your brain
I
hasn't
haven't slept
23 years.
I haven't slept.
Rookie mistake number like 17 on this list, Bill, was taking the plane instead of the train.
Well, it's
like
cheaper.
I took the train yesterday, and it was a wonderful experience.
I mean, if you wanted a lower lift, less hectic way to get back and a better way to like sleep,
yeah,
that's the train.
Okay, I just want to walk you through. We'll call it this brand new segment. Text from Billy, a chronological event of the timeline.
I was asking if we were going to make these public.
Wait, I don't even know what these are.
No, it's nothing bad, Billy.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it is bad, but it's not it's not incriminating.
Where is I need
legally
to look these up?
Okay, let me just go through, okay? Because I want to give people a chronological history of how the timeline unfolded from yesterday, starting at about 1:30 in the afternoon. Billy texts. Well, excuse me, I'll start this again. I reach out and say, okay, guys, remember we're doing History of Disney tomorrow. Response from Billy Football at 2:04. I'm at Boston St. Patrick's Day. Mind you, this is March 20th.
Well, the parade.
And then 2:04, Billy Football. I might not make it back.
To defend Billy real quick, PFT. St. Patrick's Day in Boston is March. It's not like you bring the date into it, and you have several times now. I don't think that's fair to Bill.
Okay, well, yeah, it's like White History Month for Billy. He was celebrating his culture.
Look, we get one weekend.
Yeah, Bill's like, oh, we were slaves too.
No, it was honestly the St. Patrick's Day parade in Boston was like such better vibe than the New York one.
I bet it is, but hang on, let me get through. I want to read through this chronologically here. I reply, work is tomorrow. I'm not sure why you can't do a podcast on Monday. Please confirm, Billy. Because I knew he was just not going to respond to that. I needed to have him proactively agree to it. Then he says, at 2:38, I will make it. 2:39.
Seems like we're good to go.
2:39, 1 minute later, on Zoom, 100%. 3:23, less than an hour later, I don't know if I'm going to make it. So then I had to get dad mode on Billy. I said, Bill, I billed you.
You billed me.
Bill, I got a flight back from Chicago early tomorrow morning, especially so I can make the show. You can't just skip out last minute. So then, wait, we're still going. 4:22, Billy replies, just kidding. I moved my flight to tomorrow morning.
You missed the best part. It's a picture of him with a Guinness making the funniest face I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't see that. My phone just reconnected
where
to
are
it.
These texts? Is this in the Macrodosing
and it
group
says,
chat?
can't stop, won't stop.
Yep.
And we have to post this picture. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
The most punchable Billy's ever looked in this picture.
I know. Look, I was just keeping everybody
and then,
guessing.
wait, no, we're still going, Billy. So 4:22. Let me just reset the last thing that Billy has texted was, I don't know if I'm going to make it. But he's still replying, 4:22. Just kidding. I moved my flight to tomorrow morning. So I thumbs up it.
So you did change it. You were coming back later.
Yeah, so it was originally...
I asked you that 5 minutes ago and you said no.
Well, it was originally at 4, and then I realized, oh shit, I can't get out of here because there's no way to get an Uber. There's no way to get out because all the streets were closed.
Okay, but wait, we're not done.
Right.
We're not done yet. So after Billy says, just kidding, I moved my flight to tomorrow morning at 4:22. Fast forward 5 hours. Maybe a little bit more than that. It's 9:59. Billy says, yeah, boys, not going to make it in person. St. Patrick's Day is always tricky.
Boys spelled B-O-I-Z. It feels important to note.
St. Patrick's Day is always tricky. So I replied with just the thinking emoji because I was doing some thinking. And I'm still doing some thinking.
I was always going to make it. I just wanted to keep you guys guessing. Look, I was white boy wasted. Let me just be basic.
You made a career-altering decision to come back today.
I mean, it was quite heroic.
PFT, you also
I haven't slept.
In the thread said, sorry to call you, Bill. I got carried away. Was there a lashing that took place, or did you just accidentally dial?
No. I meant, like, I called him Bill.
Oh, sorry to call you. Okay, now I understand.
Oh, yeah, I thought he called him too.
Refer to him as Bill.
I always was going to, I was just keeping everyone guessing.
No.
It was
You
just,
had us on the edge of our seats.
You
bro.
couldn't sound more guilty.
I always was going to make it what I was going to.
No, Billy, this is we'll talk about this privately.
No, but that was like I was joking. I always was going to come.
Yeah, you're just kidding. But until you get held hostage.
I didn't get held on. I mean, well, I
Yeah.
Well, no, but the greatest part about the parade was there was so many Yankee suck flags. There was more Yankee suck flags than any sort of Red Sox flags. So that's that's so much real estate in your head. No one's flying Boston sucks flags at the New York City parade.
Because it'd be inaccurate.
Well, because no one cared.
No, yeah, I'm sure that's the case. Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
We have so much real estate in your head. I'm just saying that. But it was a great time.
I'm
That's
sure.
one hell of a spin zone.
It was more of a like the New York City St. Patrick's Day parade. I feel is like more I almost want to say historical and like honestly like a little more formal. Whereas the Boston St. Patrick's Day parade is freaking awesome. Like it's like it's like a party. It's like a block party.
Mm-hmm. So we were talking about this on the way back from part of my take last night. but Hank was speculating that you were going to come back with like a very profound take from like what like the spirit that you felt in Boston and how it changed you or awoke something.
No, I wasn't what I was
cultural
gonna be.
inside of you.
Dude, it was just cool.
Okay.
It was just a fun time.
It was just a fun time. Well, Billy, I'm glad that you came back. We will talk privately about this, so be prepared for a conversation. I'm sure you have a million excuses ready to go for that one.
No,
too.
it was fun. I was having fun. I wanted.
Oh,
to
I know.
Let you guys know.
I know. But
you
do
might not come back,
Billy.
Oh,
you do
gotcha.
You do understand that having fun
Right,
is fun, but you also have a job.
I know. Well, I
that
got the
probably
job.
like 7 to 20 million people would kill for.
It was a joke. I'm very grateful. Thank
If
you.
PFT didn't yell at you, would you be on Zoom
yes,
right now?
No, I would not be on Zoom. I'd 100% be in because I had other stuff to get back for.
Like what?
What you had to get back?
Like I had to pick up my dog. I had to
had to pick up my dog.
I had to
Stop lying for
I'm not.
1
I
second.
literally took a flight at 4 a.m. to get I got to the airport at 2 a.m.
I would
And
never book a flight for a dog.
Well, no, I wasn't. I didn't book a flight for my dog.
I relate.
Spend $1,000 to get on a plane to fly to your dog.
Ain't no fucking way.
Dude, the flight was cheap.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll talk privately about it, Billy. But I am glad that you're
Am
here.
I actually in trouble? I literally was always gonna come back. I was just messing with
You really
you
got
guys.
this man.
You
really
did
got this
say
man
8
spooked,
or
man.
9 times. Probably not going to make it, fellas.
Well, I was more messing with you guys.
No.
You had us on the ropes, dog. You had us on the ropes, man.
if
I
you
was
did,
with
it
my-
was,
I had
it was
my-
the greatest troll of all
I was
time.
troll-
I
I mean-
had my kids this weekend, and I was like, yo, I can't really fuck with y'all right now, man. I don't know if Billy gonna make it on Monday. You know what I mean?
Verbal meme. Billy football is Billy football. All the rest of us are Jose Canseco clutching the ropes in the corner of the mat.
We've been outclassed once again in the grand
Once
chess
again.
match of life by Billy football.
You sly little devil, you almost had us.
But it was
You almost
fun.
had us.
It was fun.
An important part of the text thread that didn't fit with PFT's lashing, but we should get to now. Billy included a video to which Arian replied, "This is the whitest shit I've ever seen." I think next year you should go to Boston on St. Patrick's Day.
I would definitely. I've never celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Never even.
It's a weird day to celebrate, to be honest,
Yeah.
but it's out of control at this point.
What is it for? Is it just for Irish people?
no, it's for everybody.
It's when we got the
No, I know that. I hope they're not excluding people, but like what are they actually celebrating?
getting the Protestants out of Ireland.
How's the snakes?
Really?
Yeah, those are the snakes. It's St. Patrick driving the snakes out of Ireland. The snakes were the Protestants.
Wow, I didn't. Interesting. And
Well-
is there a reason for the green and the beer and the leprechaun?
The green is just
or is
one,
the
like-
leprechaun? Is that a trope?
The leprechaun is Jerry Thornton wrote a blog being like, "My culture is not your costume," which I didn't need, but it's definitely, if it were a different heritage, I definitely think people would be pushing that more seriously. Like, you can just make fun of the Irish. We really don't care.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Irish people.
Yeah, we're not big in the Southwest.
Yeah. So it's like so is the leprechaun like a
Yeah, part of our
pejorative?
folklore for sure. The pretty much
Is it-
everything you've seen in a Lucky Charms commercial is what. we're
But
about.
is it a pejorative though?
It's hard for me to say because I'm 6'5". I'm sure short Irish people don't love it. But yeah, it can be. Just bringing it up in general, no.
I got you. Well, hey,
Like-
next year y'all gonna chaperone me and we gonna
It's
we'll
hype.
do it. We'll do it. It's hype.
Yeah,
The
I
reason
mean,
I-
it's a big. Everyone is hammered.
do it.
You would like that part of it.
Of course.
I just like it
Anytime we're
because
drinking, I'm having a good time.
it's
Green Camus. Do it.
My favorite part about it is that it's the beginning of spring, so it's usually one of the first darties of the year where it's nice out.
Yeah.
So that always
What's a darty?
so a darty,
This is complicated now.
It's,
You
you
might
know-
want to take notes.
it's a
Oh, I
party
got
during
my-
the
I got
day.
my phone. Oh wow.
And it's usually
Okay.
outside.
Mandatory. Got you.
So it's
And also, it is very technically the first day of spring. It's usually the dreariest day of the year. Like more often than not in Boston. I don't care what you're
Yeah.
thinking about in New York.
it's been nice the past couple of years. I can't remember
I've
the
seen
last time it
Gopher
was
come
bad.
out.
snow on St. Patrick's Day. I've seen torrential downpours. Like people just don't care. They power through.
I always feel like
no,
was
that's
it
the first day of winter or something like
Patriots
that. Tony
Day.
Field, that little fucking beaver or
It's
whatever.
Groundhog's Day, February 2nd.
Groundhog.
Patriots Day is always like the nicest day of the year in Boston, right? Weather's always perfect on it.
Yeah, very. It on one hand, I feel like I can count the amount of times it's rained on Patriots Day. It's the opposite for St. Patrick's Day. It's usually rubbish.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad that we're all here together to
Dude,
enjoy
I was
each other's
always
company.
gonna show up. I was messing around.
What? Okay, this question is for everybody except for Billy. If I had replied to Billy's tweet or his text saying 100% at least on Zoom, if I replied, okay, cool, to that, do you think that there is a 1% chance that Billy would be here today?
I was always gonna come back.
Billy was going to be like, psych. I'm
I
not
would
in-
give
I've
him
actually-
1%. I would say one time out of 100 he would. he
Knock
would be
on
here.
wood. I've never missed a flight in my life,
Okay.
like ever.
Okay.
Yes, but you had to reschedule your flight.
So you probably could have rescheduled it for later on Monday and then come back at night. It's okay.
I wasn't gonna. Oh no, like
We'll
now no, because like,
we'll discuss privately.
but it was like it was I wasn't actually. I think says. I think in my mind I was comfortable making those jokes because I knew I was going to show up, but I didn't. It may seem different from your perspective
I think
because
if
I
I-
was
I
so
think if I-
sure I was gonna make
I think
it.
if I was joking, I probably would have like ended the conversation with, just kidding, I'll be there. Actually, but that's Billy. That's Grandmaster Billy.
Okay, I'm
playing
actually
14-dimensional chess.
No,
so
but like to be serious, I'm sorry. I didn't understand it. I didn't know I was coming off like that at that moment. Like I'm actually sorry. I didn't. That seems very irresponsible of me.
thank you for
but-
saying that.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
Anyway,
moving on. Billy was talking about the Yankees. There's some Yankees news. I know that Coley probably wants a platform to discuss. The Manfred letter. This actually could be a good conspiracy that we could dig deep into. But Cole, you want to explain what's going on?
Well, some of the details are still not public yet. There are some Yankees writers and supporters who are trying to say, oh, there's nothing new here. The ever reliable NewJersey.com tweeted earlier today, breaking U.S. Appeals Court rules that a letter allegedly shows the MLB hid Yankees sign stealing. And this letter should be unsealed. There are continuing updates on this story within this article. An appeals court ruled that a letter that allegedly shows the MLB hid a Yankees sign stealing scheme, and it should be unsealed. The letter allegedly proves that the Yankees did more than simply improperly using a dugout phone in 2015. Now, the reason this has been extra interesting, to me at least, is that the Astros sign stealing scheme was complained about the most by the Billy Footballs of the world, our Yankees fans to the south. They've acted like this elaborate trash can banging epidemic that swept Houston, Texas, is the only reason they've yet to win a World Series in 15 years now, 13 years, despite, getting eliminated in single game playoffs and just generally being bad and not having their best player be able to play over 45% of their games this upcoming season, stuff like that. Like, they always like to blame someone else for their problems. And now it turns out that they were involved in the same chicanery and shenanigans as the Astros, as really every team in Major League Baseball was doing, while the MLB turned a blind eye to it. So it's just sad. It's something you hate to see, PFT. You really just hate to see hypocrisy like this play out so publicly.
Yeah, exactly. And there's really nothing that Yankees fans can say that would be contradictory of this, because it is just blatant hypocrisy, and it is as one of the most proud sports franchises that we have in this great nation of ours, not just in terms of what they've meant as a sports team, but what they've meant in terms of character leadership to the kids of the country for, going back a century. It's sad to see them go through something like this, and my heart goes out to them because if true, this would be very, very embarrassing.
Now, one thing Yankees fans have pointed out to me is like, well, the Red Sox had their Apple Watch scandal happen around the same time as this bullpen phone scandal, which is true. And we were punished thusly for it. Just so happens that the person who hands out the punishments for the MLB, and you're never going to believe this, PFT, so I'm glad you're seated, is Joe Torre. Now, the thing about Joe Torre is
I remember that name.
He was on Seinfeld a couple of times, I think, but what most people remember him for is being the manager of the New York Yankees. So weirdly enough, when this happened back in 2015, the Yankees kind of got like a little slap on the wrist, just boys being boys, while the Red Sox lost draft picks. They were fined. People lost jobs over this. And now you've got the Yankees all these years being like, well, I mean, Apple Watch, all this modern technology, not a big deal. Meanwhile, I've been told for years now that Alex Cora is this big cheat and that we won our 2018 World Series under a false pretense, which is something I've always rejected. So you really just hate to see this mountain of shit pour down such, like you said, an esteemed franchise like the Bronx Bombers.
Yeah, just, I keep waiting for them to catch a break. It just doesn't seem like it's coming. I would love to see them be restored to their traditions of glory. Now, my biggest issue with this story is the fact that there's an incriminating letter that was mailed at some point. Why would you? That seems like the last thing that you would ever. If I ever have any incriminating information, why am I going to write it down on a piece of paper and then mail it to somebody?
Paper trails. I don't understand. Like, paper trails get so many people caught up. The fact that anyone's still not just talking face to face, like, I understand the birds are nearby and they can hear and they're going to transmit that conversation to the government regardless. But having a paper trail seems like Big Baby Glenn Davis. You'll remember he was arrested for selling marijuana and keeping a book filled with all of the people who owe him money. Why would you own such a thing that only makes you guilty? Like, just remember things.
That's a good point by Arian. He's bookkeeping.
That's
good business.
Yeah, yes and no.
It's easier to destroy a book.
And yet no one does.
And can't speak on that, but it's good business, You got people making millions of dollars off of that shit now.
It's true.
That's my point with Big Baby. He was doing this while it was legal in plenty of places.
Oh,
right. Right. He could have just been doing it legally.
There's a law that I think got passed recently in New York City. It seems like a good law. So they're going to legalize recreational marijuana eventually. And when they do, the people that are going to be allowed to sell it at first, like the first wave of business licenses that are administered, are going to be to people who have either themselves or have had people in their immediate family arrested and incarcerated for selling marijuana illegally in the past. That seems like a good move, right?
I assume it's non-violent. Like, I assume that's what they've attached to it. Which is also tricky because you could argue some of those violent instances would never have been violent had this always been legal in the first place. Slippery slope. My idea for a long time, because there's no real differentiation in the marijuana marketplace right now. Like, there's no Coke or Pepsi. Like, there's not some brand name, and it's because of a lot of the laws restrictive to go from state to state. But there is no real tentpole brand that can separate itself from the rest of it. So I thought the best way to go about it would be to hire exclusively people who were jailed for such, selling on the empathy of the people and having people, honestly, with some of the most knowledge of these products to begin with. I think that would give you an edge. So if that's true, I haven't seen that. I believe you, obviously. But yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I know when Massachusetts was starting to open up recreational shops, it was like, if you've ever talked to a cop, you can't be associated. Like they made it as parochial and as restrictive as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. And we're gonna be selling the Bring Back Mid shirt, right, Arian?
Oh yeah. So I bought one of those eye pins because I had this little shirt app and it just kept fucking up the idea. So I'm gonna draw it. I just had a busy weekend, but I got Bring Back Mid. I got
Love it.
I'm gonna design it. Yeah.
That's gonna be the Coke of marijuana one day. It's bad weed. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make a lot of money off it.
Big.
Yo, what's y'all's favorite sodas? Like, I feel like there's one that stands head and shoulders above all, and so mine is Dr. Pepper. But like, what's y'all's?
That's a great choice.
Me too.
Dr. Pepper's just the one.
Dr. Pepper is incredible. It's weird because it's like its own unique flavor. There's nothing else like it. It's just
there's 23 flavors. There's 23 flavors.
That's true. That's true. And they sponsor the halftime challenge where kids compete to be able to afford to go to college.
Yeah.
They're great. I like root beer. I like a Barks root beer from time to time. It's not an every meal thing, but I'll put it this way: if I'm eating Five Guys, I'm getting a big ass thing of Barks on the rocks.
On the rock.
Sneaky ginger ale. Underrepresented.
That's a plain drink.
It is.
I only drink that on the plane for some reason. I don't know why that
for your
is.
stomach.
Or hungover. It's a good hangover drink when you have a bad stomach. Two
Yeah,
biggest
it's more
plain
medicine.
drinks are, I would say, ginger ale and tomato juice.
Never really had tomato juice.
I just see people
Well,
drinking tomato juice all the time on airplanes.
I think they're drinking. They put vodka in it, don't they?
You
Isn't
can
it a Bloody Mary?
a Bloody Mary, but I've seen people just straight up sip tomato juice so frequently on an airplane. It's weird to me.
Ginger ale is the big one I see on the airplane. Everybody just asks for ginger, but they never ask for it like regular.
Yeah,
I feel
What you got, Big T? I feel like yours is Sprite. What is it?
Sprite? Why would it be Sprite?
I feel like you're big
I
time
don't know.
Coca-Cola.
No, yeah,
Like
Do a Sprite taste test.
Coca-Cola.
Like, a few weeks ago.
Sprite's great. I mean, that wasn't my choice. Coca-Cola. Cherry Coke also. Love me a good cherry Coke.
I can rock with cherry Coke.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball here, Big T. Cheerwine.
I've only had it like once or twice at Cookout.
That's shocking.
It's good.
What is it called?
It's called Cheerwine. It's like a southern
It's
soda.
a North Carolina thing.
It's big in like North Carolina, South Carolina, a little bit in Georgia, parts of
Cheerwine.
Tennessee. It is delicious. Cole, you don't like it?
No, I'm shocked. Big T has only had it once or twice.
I've never really seen it like anywhere other than Cookout.
It's very tasty. It's like a cherry. How would you describe its flavor? It's like a cherrier Dr. Pepper kind of.
It's
Don't
definitely
don't do that. Why would you do that?
well, it definitely tries to. I feel like it has the same kind of heaviness in your mouth as a warm Dr. Pepper. Cheerwine is good. I don't think I think there's a reason it's regional though. I don't think it needs to.
I
be,
would
like,
say
national.
if you took cherry Coke, if you took 3 parts cherry Coke and added 1 part Dr. Pepper to it, that would be Cheerwine.
I've actually never heard of this before.
Little fucking chemist.
Yeah, 75% cherry Coke, 25% Dr. Pepper, and that's
Yeah, I don't disagree with his
fairly
findings
similar.
here.
Me and my kids go to this ramen spot, and we get can of Dr. Pepper and can of Sprite, and then we mix them together, and we call it Spepper. And they
That's
love
good.
that shit.
It's
Yeah.
pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big T is like you're the George Washington Carver of sodas.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're like Breaking Bad.
Mad Dog, what you got?
Dr. Pepper for sure. I don't really like
Yes,
pop.
I'm talking
I didn't grow up drinking pop. But if
It's
I,
weird you call it pop.
Really
oh
weird.
yeah, I didn't think about
No,
that.
no, don't change.
Midwest.
Keep it. It's good
Okay.
to have that
Yes.
that element in here.
Yeah.
Gotta have that in the mix.
Similar to what PFT said, if I go to Five Guys specifically, and they have the build your own one,
Coca-Cola Freestyle. Huh?
yeah, I'll do a Dr. Pepper, or I'll do a cherry Dr. Pepper and make it like extra cherry.
I like that.
Oh, put vanilla in that shit.
Yeah, and the
Mhm.
Wait.
vanilla.
Have
So
you had
you'll order-
the Dr. Pepper with cream soda?
No, I've never had
That's
cream
an elite.
soda.
That's an elite beverage.
It is good. You'll order the cherry Dr. Pepper,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll add extra cherry syrup. You'll go double cherry on it.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like
That's a crazy move.
putting grenadine in it or something.
Yeah, that's I mean,
But that's my
200 IQ.
yeah, that's my move. But Yeah, Dr. Pepper. Sometimes it like, and then other than that, cherry Coke. But I like the cherry flavor stuff.
I wasn't as much of a soda fan growing up, but I drank a lot of Gatorade.
Yeah, I will try any new flavor Gatorade.
Billy, were you
Yeah.
that kid growing up that always had like the red ring around their lips with their Gatorade?
No, I was a lemon lime guy. Only yellow.
You ever do the powder?
Yeah.
You can make it extra concentrated that way,
Yeah.
or you can go the other way and make it extra diluted.
Now, what do you guys take on? Shout out Dog Walk talking about this. What do you guys take on the thermoses? You know,
I like the red thermos.
the red thermos, like not I don't know what they're called, but like they're the coolers.
Yeah, the
like-
Coleman.
Yeah, that you took to practice sometimes.
I was a red thermos guy
Was that like?
through and through.
I didn't know that was like some people thought it was like a nerd move.
to bring your own thermos.
Yeah,
to bring hydration.
yeah.
Fella-
I was like,
Fellas,
Fucking nerd.
yeah.
is it
No, but
is it gay to stay hydrated?
but like
Listen, a lot of high school coaches would say yes.
Yeah,
that's
actually
facts. That's
very
facts.
true.
in like middle school,
That's right.
that was like a staple.
Yeah, no, it was a.
Oh, are you talking about not at a sporting event, but like if you bring it to class, I can see how like that
Oh,
was
yeah.
you're a little Poindexterish, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm saying like bring it to practice.
You used to bring it to
Nah.
class with you, like
No, you just rock a gallon.
in middle school.
No, like high school,
In high school, you were going to class with a gallon
like
of
a
water.
Poland Spring,
That's kind of wild.
Under Armour. That's pretty standard.
Yeah, no, that was a thing.
Is it? I guess.
I think in college, for me, it was a little more normal because we had to stay hydrated. But in
Yeah.
high school, nah, the homies wasn't bringing thermoses to
Not
social
thermoses, but just the
studies.
gallons.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
I also like a good. I like cream soda in general,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem with that is I find that
good.
as I got older, I guess it just sometimes just too sweet for me. I need to mellow it out a little bit. I will also drink any kind of new variety of Mountain Dew. That's a promise. If I see a new
Have to.
flavor,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mountain Dew is probably the worst one that there is. Like, I would
Worst?
that's bottom tier soda right there.
no.
not-
Yeah.
Have you ever had?
That's
Have you ever had a
booty.
Code Red
Yes.
and you don't like Code Red?
No.
You could argue that Code Red is superior to the original Mountain Dew. It's so good.
I just
I'm
kind of
gonna let y'all have that's infighting. I'll have that. Yeah.
I make a special margarita. Made one on Thanksgiving a couple years ago when I went over to Fights' place, and it's a. I used the Don Julio. Was it the 1942 or whatever?
Yeah.
You know, the big bottle, the like super
Yeah.
fancy one. I got sent that as a gift, and I mixed it with Mountain Dew, and then I took a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and I crushed it up, and I turned the glass upside down and used that as the rim, as the salt rim.
You
And
made this on Thanksgiving, you said.
I did, yeah, and it was fucking amazing.
I don't care what kind of tequila's in it. I would like to try that.
It is delicious.
That sounds right up my alley.
I think Casey is still like. I think she thinks about it every day. Every time I see Casey just around the office, she'll be like, "I'm still thinking about that margarita."
I would like to try one.
I always thought that Mountain Dew made you infertile. I just googled that. Myth.
There was
Yellow
rumors.
number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, yellow number 5. There was rumors that it made you infertile, and it
Yeah.
made when I was growing up, they said it made your balls shrink.
Yeah.
It's weird that there's a like we all experienced that same rumor, and it's still going on to this very day.
Is it still going on? Oh wow.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well, I'm using Billy as my
Tartrazine.
analysis here.
Tartrazine is a synthetic lemon yellow azo dye, primarily used as a food coloring. Um,
But yeah, it was completely made up. But somehow Mountain Dew has managed to survive, and not only survive but thrive, even though there are rampant rumors for every child. Who I imagine one of their biggest demographics is with children. But all these kids think that it's going to turn you infertile, but their product is that good
yeah.
that they just survive in advance.
I think it's a
It's
wide-
worth it.
I think it's a wives' tale, so kids don't drink too much soda.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think
Might
Big
be.
Big Mom
Big Mom.
is against?
Yeah. What are some other stuff like that that were just wives' tales? That's an outdated
I don't-
term.
I don't know, Matt, but this is a hella Hakeem pivot. But have y'all seen the Tinder swindler?
Yes.
I didn't.
That's got to be one of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, though. You know what I'm talking about? A whole bunch of people I didn't feel sorry for. Holy shit!
The girls.
I'm not going to spoil because I mean, what? Hell no. Y'all dumb as hell, bro. That's a if any one of your homeboys has ever hit you and be like, yo, don't answer that Instagram message. My shit got hacked. Your shit didn't get hacked. You was trying to turn $300 into $3,000. That's what it was. There's billions of combinations of passwords. Shit didn't get hacked, dog. You was trying some stupid shit.
You saw an offer that was too good to be true, and it was.
Yeah. Come on, family. But
I felt a little bit bad. I felt bad for him because they were like emotionally manipulated.
Sure, but like there were so many red flags that you don't have nobody but yourself to blame. I'm not laughing at I was laughing, but I wasn't laughing at them. I was laughing at the situation. Like, bro, how could you not see that shit? Like, after the first $30,000 loan you pull out and he didn't pay you back within the next couple of days, what made you think he's gonna pay the extra $20,000? Like, what the fuck is you doing?
I agree with that. The guy was just kind of going nuts, and like he was able to dial up the intensity so high that he would like yell at them and make them think that they were going to get him killed if he didn't get the money. So that's the only thing where I'm like, yeah, they probably should have seen that something was weird, but also at the same time, if you think it's like 25% true that your boyfriend is going to get murdered because you didn't wire him $20,000, I could see that. I could see people falling for that, you know? But the guy he is a character. He's a fucking weirdo. The fact that he just
hilarious
invented him being the son of somebody, like just gave himself a ghost dad. And
he was smooth. He was smooth with it. I ain't gonna lie. He was smooth with it.
He was
definitely smooth with it, man.
He
but like
I was gonna say, he said no repercussions, right?
No, that's at the end. Oh, do you want me to tell you what happens at the end?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, spoiler alert. So at the end, so if you're listening, you haven't seen the Tinder Swindler, just mute this for about 30 seconds. So at the very end, this is what had me dying. Like, Shorty sold all this dude's clothes, right? Like, I got him back. Like, nah, he's still out here doing it. He's still out here, dog. Got nothing happened. He got arrested and he got let go. Because he's basically just asking folks to borrow money, saying, I'm going to pay you back. It's really like, damn, son. You got. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I asked like one time, this was when I first got any kind of money, bro. And this is advice for anybody out there, dog. And it may be hard to hear for other people out there, but it's good shit. My business advisor at the time, like this was when I was playing with like 20K in my account. I thought I was like hella super rich. One of my homeboys was like, yo, let me borrow $1,000, I'll give you back. And I was like, all right, let me just check with my people. Because at the time, that's a huge expense at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, let me check with my people. And my dude said, hey, listen, man, anybody that's down 1,000 is not going to be up 1,000. Good advice. That's good advice to live by, man.
That really is.
Yeah.
All right. Boys, girls, you want to move on? I do have one more thing I want to talk about. I don't know if we did touch on we touched on Pusha T, right? Didn't you tell me like a couple weeks ago that he wrote the I'm Loving It theme song?
Yeah.
So big news. He just wrote a diss track on McDonald's because he's still mad that they didn't pay him enough money for that. He's teaming up with Arby's now.
Oh, damn.
And so
oh, no.
To be fair, he's a long self-professed Arby's fan.
And he's basically he wrote a rap song about their new fish sandwich and how much it shits on McDonald's filet of fish.
I'm not gonna listen to it. I can't.
It's good.
I can't listen to it, man.
Good.
Pusha T is like, I don't know. He's one of them dudes. I don't know, man. His resume is just so clean. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, he went to war with one of the GOATs and took him down. You know what I mean? Like, now you writing fish sandwich diss tracks. I'm not gonna listen to that.
All right.
I'm not gonna listen to
It's
that.
a good song.
I can't do it.
He was writing jingles for a literal clown, and you were okay with that?
That's different.
It's the same thing.
No, you writing jingles is like, that's a part of your resume on some like songwriting capabilities. Like, this is a gimmick.
Listen, if he takes out the fillet of fish, that's another win in my eyes.
He'll never take out the fillet of fish.
You should
It's
listen.
got more prowess than Drake, though. The fish fillet sandwich got more prowess than Drake.
All right. Well, let's get
I wish him well in his sandwich battles, though.
I'm sure he got a lot of money for it.
I love Push T. He's a goat. Oh, it's fact.
Walt Disney. The old man himself, the king of animation in the United States.
I got some facts.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that you have some facts.
So
Why don't we start with just like a baseline of Walt Disney, like who he was, where he came from?
Well, Walt Disney, of course, the animator, created Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, all of them. Daffy
Steamboat
Duck,
Willie.
Steamboat Willie. And yeah, he was a revolutionary in that he sort of made a culture that has been exported across the world and is probably one of the, foundations of the American sort of mystique. I'd say Disney's in there.
It is it's Mickey Mouse is probably one of the most universally recognized things across the globe, right?
Yeah.
Like brands, Coca-Cola, Mickey Mouse, Washington Commanders.
Yep.
I mean, these are some crazy stats. Disney's the world's number 2 buyer of explosives. Number 1 is the U.S. military.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's
Are-
crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they're the number
That doesn't
2 buyer of
surprise me.
explosives.
I mean, they do fireworks at 4 parks every night. 5,
Yeah.
I guess. Well, that's not even including overseas.
Yeah, they buy a
So-
shit ton of bang bang powder.
I had no
And
idea.
they produce a lot of movies with explosions too. Like it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that's true.
But like not even another military.
Mm-hmm.
Like Disney has we were talking about this. Disney has some serious firepower.
So Disney could take over a good chunk of the world if they wanted
Yeah.
to with their army.
One could argue they already have.
True.
That's true. They are, yes, good point, Coley.
They're a huge factor in soft power, American soft power, as
Mhm.
they call it.
Yeah. Arian, here's a fun fact. Billy just let us know you were stepping away for a second, but Walt Disney World or Walt Disney the company it's just called Disney.
Yeah.
Disney the company is the world's second leading purchaser of explosives behind the United States military.
Yeah.
Is this
This
true?
is facts.
I thought Billy was cap.
It's more than a lot of militaries besides the U.S.
Why does Disney need explosives?
Firework.
Oh, I mean,
and movies.
Yeah. I mean
Oh,
the
yeah.
fireworks thing that
That
they
makes
do
sense.
every night is pretty fucking crazy. It's
hold on, they do it every night.
Yeah, at every park.
So hold on, so fireworks are included in explosives,
They
like
explode.
Bang bang.
so do Coke cans.
Gunpowder.
That's not their intended use, but yeah, they can.
Mentos and Coke.
you make a little thing out of that.
Just
But yeah, so Walt Disney was born 1901, Chicago, Illinois. And
60652.
Then he
Sorry.
went to Missouri.
then he went to Missouri for a while, and when he was a kid, it was like the onset of World War One.
That was a Scruff McGruff reference. I don't know if you about that though.
What was it?
Scruff McGruff.
Who's that?
The duck.
Scruff. You don't know Scruff? No, it's the dog.
The
Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois,
You know Scruff
60652.
McGruff, PFT.
I don't know if I do.
Scruff. You don't know Scruff McGruff? He's a crime dog.
Oh, McGruff the crime dog.
Yes, Scruff McGruff.
That's his
It's
full name.
legal government name.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had.
Crawford.
I didn't know he had a first name.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Yeah.
either.
And
Yeah,
through
Scruff. I'm pretty sure it's Scruff McGruff.
It
It could be
is, yeah.
wrong.
I just
Yeah.
always heard McGruff.
McGruff
yeah.
the crime dog. Yeah, I know McGruff the crime dog. Oh no, Scruff McGruff is McGruff's nephew.
No, that's Scruffy.
I had no idea that there was an
I
entire
didn't- I
cinematic
didn't-
universe built out
Yeah,
of.
I didn't know these
Listen,
things had
Scruff
family. I thought it was
McGruff
one
was
dude.
fucking- I don't know what you think.
I didn't notice.
The
He had a
McGruffs get
lineage.
down.
he's a bloodhound.
He is a bloodhound. Wait,
He was red in a detective trench coat. He used to have
Mhm.
glasses on and shit.
yeah.
Fight crime and shit.
So
He was in a Geico commercial like 2 years ago.
Huh.
it's crazy that like there was a crime wave in the United States, and our response to it was, let's invent a cartoon dog, which goes to show you the power of animation in controlling people's thoughts and controlling their attitudes, and that's something that Walt Disney himself tapped into before anybody knew the power of the drawn moving figure. So You like that? That was fucking sick.
We
A
do.
fucking
Well, we do it.
smooth-
Yeah.
Like we've done it twice. We've done it with crime and we've done it with forest fires. Like no matter what's happening, boom, cartoon animal.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, what's the next thing that we need to have? Like in danger of getting.
World War III.
Yeah.
World War III.
We need
A friendly dolphin.
and orca.
Yeah, just
An orca.
broadcasted directly into the Kremlin, like right onto Putin's TV. He's like, that's a silly dolphin.
I like this.
All right, boys, we're coming home. Silly the dolphin says, "No war in Ukraine."
Silly the dolphin. Yo, somebody out there good at drawing. Draw Silly the dolphin. The World War III. The World War III.
What is he
Somebody
dressed
gotta
up
do
as?
it.
No, he's a dolphin, right? Should he have a top hat? Top
Gotta
hat's-
have a top.
top
I'm
hats
cool
usually
with that.
play.
No, he's gonna look like the tuna
Or a-
fish.
No, this is silly. You're not talking about Charlie the tuna fish.
Yeah,
We're talking
but
about no Billy.
He's
He's not
got,
directing things.
yeah, but he's the aquatic.
How about
Marine
how about a
animal
beret? Beret is
That's-
always
That's the tuna.
the
Yeah.
tuna has a beret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we got to go top
thought-
hat. I think.
because the French do suck.
What
at
about
war.
bowler? How do we feel about a bowler?
Bowler? I could get
Is
behind
that silly though?
That's a little more
Oh,
peanut.
bowler's fun.
Mr.
Charlie
Peanut.
Chaplin wore a bowler.
That's true. He was very silly.
Hmm.
Do we give him a Charlie Chaplin mustache or?
The tuna fish don't have a beret, bro.
Beret's kind of
What do
military.
you mean?
That's what I'm saying. It shows that it's like, yo, don't fuck with me, but like, come on, guys, let's keep it peaceful. You know what I mean?
I kind of like. I like the dolphin with a top hat.
Star-kissed tuna fish.
Can he be?
I can't take him seriously if he got a top hat. I mean, look, the peanut guy got a top hat, the Napoli guy got a top hat. You know
yeah,
what I
but
mean?
I
okay,
guess
so
this is no. It's not a beret.
What
I
is it?
told you.
we got
It's
to
a
figure out
red
a way-
hat, but it's
We got to
Oh,
figure
so
out
it
a way
has a-
to.
What's his
get
what?
in-
What is
into
his name?
Putin's
What is his
brain.
name?
Charlie.
Charlie the tuna fish.
Yeah, that's not a beret. It's got a brim.
Hmm.
I thought it was a beret too. It's not.
Yeah, I thought it was beret. What else? I mean,
All right, so beret's available then.
I think it's a beret.
beret. Beret's a little militarious.
But is it silly?
Yeah.
You need to realize like he has to be whimsical.
He needs to be sillier.
He needs to be.
I
He
do
has to
agree. I
have
think
an element that's silly.
Mr. Peanut hat does own the top hat. I don't know that we can use that.
What about
Yeah,
a
it's-
jester's hat?
No, he's not a clown though.
What,
Yeah, that's
Like,
too
it's
silly.
got to be silly.
Putin would see a clown. He's like, I sense weakness.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
What about international sign of peace? What about a Santa hat? I don't know why Santa's the only one who can claim that.
I feel that's a little biased.
Hmm.
I think Putin's anti-Christmas.
I think they're in general anti
red.
religion.
Yeah, no, they're
He's
just
old.
They're just pro money for themselves.
Yeah.
All right.
A fedora?
Ooh, fedora.
Fedora.
Is that silly?
Very silly. Oh, it's
It is it's very silly.
Okay,
It's silly. So
so like a blue fedora with red
On a
stripes on it. So it symbolizes
Three red stripes. 3 red
red stripes on it. Okay,
White 3.
and then maybe the white.
One for each war.
Well, remember it's anti-World War III dolphin.
Yeah, he's a representative of, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He's like the ghost of war's future.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, I like it.
so the stripes should have red stripes should have like just the faintest white outline on the stripes because now you've got the colors of Russia and the colors of the United States all in one package in one silly dolphin. And
like it.
maybe suspenders. Ooh, what about
suspenders?
what about
I like
suspenders
it.
and a bow tie?
I love it. That's,
See, now-
that's fire, actually.
now he's starting to look like Super Mario character.
Okay.
Oh man,
Spin
yeah.
zone. He gets a furry tail.
Okay, yeah.
Like the furries wear.
Yeah, he's got a foxtail.
Yeah, you
And
know.
his blowhole.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. But then it's gonna look.
Why
a
did we
little
give
bit
him a tail?
like
Why did we give him a tail?
to get silly?
I think dolphins would no. It should not be out of his blowhole. I think it should be like coming out of the other tail. So he's got two tails. He's got the fin,
Yeah.
and then a bushy foxtail coming out.
Yeah, like he's a furry.
He looked
Can
fun.
he have a flower that if you go to smell it, it squirts
Yes.
water? Right?
Yes.
$1,000,000%.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's silly.
But is that out of his blowhole?
No, I
it's gotta
Because he
be
can
on the-
blow water out of his blowhole too.
Stop thinking about
Yeah.
the blowhole, Billy. He needs to be able to breathe. Pervert. Okay, so I like where we're at. And now, Coley, I wasn't saying overalls. Super Mario Brothers, they wear the plumber's overall. I'm talking
I
about.
did say overalls.
No, I said
It says
suspenders.
suspenders.
Suspenders, okay.
With a
fair.
tuxedo shirt.
I mean,
No jacket.
Suspenders are under overalls, basically.
I would argue they're a key component to the overall experience.
That's what I'm saying.
How about
Same
this?
concept.
How about this? Suspenders, and they're keeping he's wearing shorts. And they're
See, this
holding
is-
his shorts up.
I don't know that I can take a mascot seriously if he's wearing pants.
Oh no. Where do the shorts start? Where does it end?
Okay, no, yeah, that's
the
a
dog-
big debate. Big
Jeez.
debate.
Well, he
Look
got to
at
have feet. You can give. I think you can give him some feet.
Some feet?
I think it's okay. I think you can give him some feet.
feet and a tail. He's got to have gloves. We know that.
Vertebrae can only have
Definitely
4
wearing gloves.
limbs.
They gotta have gloves.
He needs gloves. So pantsless. I'm hearing pantsless from the focus group here. Should he have a
Then you
penis?
Can't have suspenders then.
Should he have a penis? Like, why not? Like, just like a tiny little dick.
I
See,
think that's. I mean, we can
Well, they
hide it
already
in
have
things like
a-
Disney did, but I
Mhm.
don't think it'd make it too obvious.
Have you ever seen a dolphin dick?
I have not.
It's you don't have to give him another one.
It's
You
big
got
enough.
two tails.
Yeah,
You can't
look,
have two
look.
dicks.
No, I am saying maybe let's give the silly dolphin
Dude,
human genitalia.
I know,
A
but
hammer.
have you seen a dolphin dick? So when whales used
Okay, no
to-
penis, but he's gonna have nipples, like human nipples.
you haven't
Okay, like the nipples.
And
Dude,
penis.
have you seen so when whales mate, they thought that
Yo!
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, bro, we don't need to give this guy another dick.
Dolphins are packing, yo.
Yeah, bro, it's like I think it's like quadruple the size of it, so or
Holy
close to.
Shit.
But when whales mate, they look like tentacles moving around, and they get like multiple dudes. And you look it up; it's crazy.
Wow. Okay. All right. So silly the dolphin. He's gonna be our next great cultural export to stop World War III,
Mhm.
and he's going to, you know what he does? He swims around the ocean and sings silly songs to all the fishes and all their crustacean friends. And anytime an intercontinental ballistic missile is launched, he leaps out of the water majestically and catches it in his mouth and shits it out of his ass into outer space.
Bro, do you know that whales have 3 ways?
Now, are we spelling silly as we all assume, or are we going like the Wile E. Coyote route here, and it's like Sil-E?
Oh,
I want a soft
now.
C.
Now wait.
I actually like that.
Now wait a second here because we
I
might
like
be
that,
we might
actually.
be cooking. Is if his name is Silvio E. Dolphin, but he goes by Sil. Now
Yeah.
we got like an
Mm.
Italian.
I don't
Dolphin.
like that. I don't
Oh,
like
and
that.
he's a mustache now. We gotta give
Yeah,
him
he's got a
mustache.
mustache.
Might have a mustache.
Gotta have-
Still lives with his
yeah.
mom.
I think that's
Now, do we change the hat to like a baker's hat or like a pizza guy's
well. Now
hat?
he's become perverted. Now he's a pervert.
Dolphins are perverted,
They're
so we already.
perverted.
I know, but like I thought. Okay, make love, not war.
There you
Yeah.
go. Boom.
Okay.
Make it a love.
Make
The,
it
the
love.
Italian, what's his full name? Silvio.
Silvio E. Dolphin.
He's giving
Silvio,
off.
but
but now-
no.
He's giving off
Make
Pepe
it love,
Le
not the
Pew
war.
vibes. He's giving off Pepe Le Pew
No, he'll
vibes.
be
Yeah,
fine. He'll be
Pepe was hella rapey. I don't want my dolphin rapey.
Well,
Although
yeah,
dolphins
dolphins
do
are-
rape.
Dolphins
by
are
the way.
extremely rapey.
They're
Yeah,
out of.
Okay,
We're
we don't have to
raping
worry.
It goes
the
from
war.
sky to ocean. It goes ducks, humans, dolphins. Those are the rapers.
All right, so
ducks rape.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Freaking otters, bro. Have you heard about otters?
Otters are bad news too.
Dude,
but
otters are they're like they're
I didn't
serial
know.
killers.
We're out on otters, I guess.
Otters are they
Cancelled.
do
Big,
all
Big
sorts
T. Big T. Give me an addition to Silvio E. Dolphin. One accessory
accessory.
or personality trait.
he has
I feel like a dolphin with sunglasses would.
That's more of like a cool rad 90s skateboarding dolphin.
What
yeah,
kind-
that's
It's kind of Poochie. Yeah, I might be thinking about Poochie. I don't hate the idea.
What do you want? Like
what if he had sunglasses tucked into his shirt pocket?
I'm down with that.
Is he wearing a Hawaiian shirt, perhaps?
Oh,
The Hawaiian is very
Hawaiian
anti.
shirt.
Nothing
But
says
he's- but
chill
he's
vibe. Like, no one's gone
Italian,
to
right?
war in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, he's definitely Italian though.
mhm.
But that's kind of like low key Godfather vibes.
I kind of like the Hawaiian shirt.
Do we
because-
want to give him a Cuban underneath that shit then? Fuck it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, he's got to have a cigar. I want this guy chain smoking cigars. Are we down
Okay.
with that?
Yeah.
He's looking
I'm
more
not
and
mad
more
at
like
it.
the Fighting Hellfish logo as we get.
No,
into
but-
this.
Somebody's writing this down like, yo, I can't keep up with this.
No, I do. I like the idea of the Hawaiian shirt a little bit because
Through his blowhole.
It's like the Hawaiian. He's a creature of the sea. He lives in the tropics. It would make sense for him to have that.
Yeah, kind of chill out. Okay, I'm with it.
Silvio E. Dolphin.
We'll get Pusha T to write the jingle.
Stop World War III. All right. So Walt Disney never created Silvio, a character half as good as Silvio E. Dolphin,
Right.
or Scruff McGruff, the crime dog. But he was born right at a time of war, where the entire world was going to war in Europe, and this is something that was like a big thing back in the day, World War I, World War II. Teenage kids would just like lie about their age so that they could go overseas and fight in a war, because they thought it was a big adventure that they were signing up for. And wow, won't this be fun? Yeah, I'm only 16, but I'll just lie about my age and I'll be able to go fight. Because I guess up until World War I, that was really the first bad war that like really, really, really fucked people up. So everyone just kind of thought it was going to be an adventure. He tried to go over there in the army. They wouldn't let him. He ended up, I think he tried to sneak into Canada actually to enlist in the Canadian army. So he didn't even care that much about just like the U.S. He just wanted to fuck up Germany and Austria-Hungary. So he was too young to go. So he ended up signing up for the ambulance corps, which was like a medical service that was part of the Red Cross to go overseas. So when he was 16, he signed up for that. And I believe he got the Spanish flu either right before or right after he got back from World War One.
He was also an anti-mask.
Yes, he was.
Nah, I just playing. I don't know.
You think they had?
I was actually.
You think they had?
Oh,
masks?
the Spanish flu had that
they-
pandemic had anti-maskers. Absolutely, there were people protesting saying don't wear masks and shit. Yeah.
No, wait. There was Walt Disney one of the anti-maskers?
No, I don't know. That was a joke. I don't know. Yeah, but he was hella
Yeah.
racist, so probably.
So he comes back. He gets a job at a newspaper. He actually got fired from a newspaper for having a lack of imagination. All time cold take.
That's like
On
saying
that
Michael Jordan didn't make his JV team.
Yeah,
That's one of the,
yeah. So I guess like that was his Cam Newton. All right, let's do this moment. Or his Michael Jordan. I guess you could say I took that personally. So he just decided, you know what? I'm just going to have the biggest imagination in the history of the world, and I'm going to be known as having the biggest imagination worldwide. So fuck you. Which that can be the concept of developing like a really strong motivation out of being snubbed is a real thing. Sometimes it's the most powerful motivator. So he ended up teaming up with a guy in Kansas City, right, Billy?
Yep. Honestly, one of the craziest things about Disney that a lot of people don't realize past the cartoons is this guy like really had a vision for the world and sort of a like at some points he did take this too far, but like he basically wanted to revolutionize society and civilization.
He did.
And he tried to create his own little world.
Yeah. So what happened was he was teamed up with this with his coworker, and he started working on, I think it was Oswaldo the Lucky Rabbit was one of the first cartoons they put out.
You know the more recent history of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, right?
I do know it. You want to say it?
Well, he was involved in a sports media trade. He was traded for Al Michaels from ESPN to NBC.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they got him. So now Disney. Wait. So
NBC had the rights to it.
Yeah.
At some point, Disney sold it to them for something.
Okay.
And I think whoever was it John Skipper, I guess, was like, we need that, because NBC wanted to hire Al Michaels from ESPN. They were like, we need Oswald the Lucky Rabbit back.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, what? Like, they didn't even know they had it. And he was like, gotta have it back. And they were like, okay.
Where do you think they keep that? Like, there's just a patent that they have in a file cabinet, like in the basement. Like, go get
Yeah, I don't know.
Oswald.
Yeah,
So
it's framed.
So they gave it back to Disney for Al Michaels, who just went to Amazon.
Yep. So he was working on this project, and he was like, you know what, this is kind of bullshit, because I'm working on this thing, but I'm not going to have full custody of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit after it's done being produced. I need to invent my own cartoon because cartoons are the future. He correctly saw cartoons being able to change society because, like, at the time, think about this. You're growing up, it's like the 30s, 40s. You don't really see, like, a cartoon must have blown everybody's mind. But there was art that you could go stare at a picture on the wall for a while. Occasionally, you could go see a newsreel in a movie theater. But, like, seeing a drawing dancing around probably fucked you up. Like, I could imagine kids being, like, they probably addicted to these cartoons.
It's like Avatar, like the way we saw Avatar back in the day.
Yep.
Like it's crazy that
It's still electrifying to this day.
it's crazy that.
But yeah, you're entering a
motion-
new world.
Yeah, like motion pictures.
Yeah.
Like motion was such a huge deal. The act of like it was actually moving.
Mm-hmm.
We take that for granted.
We do take it for granted. And so he thought, I'm gonna try to create one of these newfangled cartoon things and see if I can control my own destiny. So he was just trying to think of different ideas.
Yo, real quick, that reminded me of this thing. In 1902, there was a sci-fi event called A Trip to the Moon. Just Google that shit. Shit is fascinating. Like that was like the sci-fi, like the special effects.
Mhm.
The shit is it's dope because it's the 1900, literally 1900. But just to see how far we've come, it's insane. It's insane.
Oh,
A
yeah.
Trip to the Moon.
Is
Check
that the
shit
one
out.
where the rocket hits the moon and it's got the
Yeah.
man in the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that. I've seen that.
Shit's fire?
But yeah, that shit was state of the art. Like just a drawing
Yeah.
of a mouse was enough to just melt people's brains and make them flip out. Like, oh, my whole paradigm is fucked up now because this mouse is driving on a boat. So Walt Disney thought to himself, I got to make my own Oswald. I got to figure out what I'm doing here and get something that I can have of my own to build on. So he was looking for inspiration. He was working later nights, and he had a bunch of mice that were in a pen next to him. And there was one mouse that was like more friendly to him than the others that would come over a lot. And so he just decided to name him Mickey. And then he decided that he was going to design Mickey Mouse. And he ended up making Steamboat Willie. Now, he wasn't even the head animator, right, Billy?
No.
So he kind of, he did to that guy what another guy had done to him. And teamed up to start their own company. Steamboat Willie was their first cartoon that they made together. And fun fact about Steamboat Willie, it's about to come into public domain in 2 years. So it was going to come into public domain back in 2002, I believe. And what that would mean would be that like people could just take its image and use it without giving any copyright or credit to the Disney Corporation. And obviously Disney's like super powerful in terms of their lobbyists. And so they were able to get a law signed into effect. I think it was called the Mickey Mouse Law, actually, in 1996, that made it super easy to extend the copyright from 75 years to 95 years. Well, the 95 years is coming up in 2 years from now. So I'm thinking that we could just like straight up use Mickey Mouse willy-nilly in about 2 years.
Most copyright law is based off of Disney's lobbyists. They're like almost control all. I mean, a lot of the laws in place now are because of Disney.
Yeah, they're
in all their pushes.
Yeah, there are a ton of Disney-based laws because they do so much business. They're fucking massive.
All right, let's just get down to it. Was he a Nazi?
All right, well that's
What a
Let's
segue.
Let's just figure it out.
pivot.
I mean, that's what we all want to talk about. Like, was Walt Disney?
Skipping a couple things, but yeah.
that brings us up to where we're at right now, because I'm glad you asked that question, Billy. We can do like both sides of the like. How would you argue in favor of Walt Disney not being a Nazi? I think from what I've read about his experience that he's had, he met with one of the biggest propaganda creators in Nazi Germany, hosted her on like a tour of the Disney properties, shared information with her. Arian's got some Dr. Pepper coming that looks crisp and delicious. And
Condensation just dripping off the side of the
that does look so crisp.
bottle here.
It looks
It's amazing.
smooth. But he had a professional ally with one of the head Nazi propagandists of World War II. And I don't know, like a so close business association with a Nazi, does that make him a Nazi, Billy?
Well, he also Epcot which was like, if you've seen it, it's that giant globe thing.
No, you're wrong. That's Epcot Center.
Oh,
Epcot Center is the giant globe. Epcot was just Walt Disney's idea of what it was, his utopian society that he tried to create.
yeah,
Y'all know what it stands for?
I don't.
yeah. It's
Do you know?
no, but it's like something futuristic and cool.
Experimental prototype community.
Wow.
Wow.
That's Epcot is like a
I'm gonna be honest.
pretty
That's
solid
what it was
acronym.
supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be like a theme park. It was supposed to be like a real like
Yeah.
city.
Mhm.
So Werner von Braun and Hans Scharf were Nazis.
Mhm.
Guess who hired them?
The United States
Disney.
government.
Walt Disney. He consulted them for
Definitely.
projects about space travel.
Yeah, you know who else did that? The United States
I know.
government.
NASA.
We
Mhm.
literally hired Werner von Braun after
Operation Paperclip.
Yep, he was the one that was in charge of literally creating rockets to shoot at Allied soldiers and Allied cities.
The V2 Doodlebug.
Yeah, and then after World War II, we were like, well, this guy's a war criminal, but on the other hand, I really would like to put a flag up on that rock in the sky. So we're just gonna go ahead and hire him. But yeah, so he consulted for Disney. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
This the Steamboat Willie thing. I don't know if y'all know. Do y'all know the backstory about Steamboat Willie?
I don't.
So Steamboat Willie was based off of minstrel shows, and minstrel shows were, for people that don't know, minstrel shows were like productions that where blackface came about, and where it was basically just like parody of black folks, right? And so if you look in the actual, you can still Google this. If you look in the Steamboat Willie, that first cartoon, Minnie drops something out of her bag, and she drops a song called "Salt in the Straw." I think it's "Salt in the Straw." Yes. Oh no, "Turkey in the Straw."
Yeah.
"Turkey in the Straw," and that song has been adopted by a lot of minstrel show actors. And later on, there's a dude by the name of Harry C. Brown. He updated that song because it's just so known. He updated that song and he called it "Nigger Level Watermelon." And so all throughout Disney's early history is a whole bunch of minstrel shit and a whole bunch of like anti-Semitic shit as well. Like mad, like a lot of characters are based off like Jewish tropes and character assassinations all throughout early Disney history shit. And so it's like, this ain't even no woke shit. This is like what's well documented, right? This is like there's a couple more like
Song of the South is a real bad one.
Song of the South. Yeah, Song of the South. They try to make that shit. They try to delete that shit, right?
Yeah, I think they took down the Splash Mountain. I think
Mhm.
was the ride that had a lot of the characters from that film.
Well, if you've seen Song of the South, the crows in that movie are like you can't get more racist than
No,
those
and one of
crows.
them name was Jim Crow.
Yeah.
His name was Jim Crow. Another one is in Fantasia. They actually edited it out. There was a little if you've seen Fantasia, there's like this little minotaur or centaur or whatever. And she was a little slave servant, and she had little what they used to call them pickaninnies. I used to call little black kids pickaninnies, and they used and they dressed her like that, but they edited that shit out. There's a whole bunch of them, man, and it's not just black folks, it's Jewish folks. Shit is crazy. I think one of them, what is the dude? Oh, the dude, what's his name? The guy from who's the antagonist in the Smurfs?
Gilgamesh.
Oh,
Let me myself.
yeah, you
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, there's
Hang
another.
on. No. Gilgamesh is like the epic of Gilgamesh. Like it's
Gargamel.
Gargamel.
Gargamel,
yeah.
Gargamel. Okay, Gargamel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was also Red Scare guy, McCarthyism.
Before we get to that, breaking news: Falcons announced they have agreed to terms on a 2-year contract
I've been
with quarterback Marcus Mariota,
No way.
who reunites with head coach Arthur Smith. It is official. Marcus
that's
Mariota.
That's old news.
Marcus
Dude.
Mariota is now officially your quarterback.
No, he's
Your
a
thoughts?
quarterback.
He is
There's
your
no.
quarterback.
I've been looking for money,
Josh
and there's
Rosen.
no financial terms of the deal. But I would assume, given the fact that the Falcons announced this and not someone else that's not an overly large contract, meaning he will be back.
What does that mean? But the
Which
fact
is
that the
fine.
Falcons announced it.
How many
means-
times has a team broken its own news of signing a starting quarterback to a large deal? I would say never.
So who do you think's your starter?
Malik Willis.
All right. Well,
He's still there.
Big T, as someone who has just lived through going through denial about my new quarterback, I just want to say good luck to you on Marcus Mariota. It gets better. You need any coaching, I'm happy to give you all the advice that I have about how to lie to yourself until you believe it.
Marcus
Who would you
Mariota.
rather have?
Carson
I'm
Wentz.
gonna give you a hot. I'm gonna give you a hot take, PFT.
Okay.
I think Carson Wentz gonna ball out. Though.
Let's go. Yes. 2 MVP votes
do.
in 2017. He came in 3rd place in the voting. That's pretty good. Russell Wilson, 0 total MVP votes his entire career.
I think he's gonna play well for them, dog.
I think
You like him?
Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. His problem was he couldn't stay healthy and he's just a little inconsistent. And one of it's obvious to say, but one or two things is gonna happen. Either he's gonna get tired of the backlash, and because like a lot of his mistakes are mental, so it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're gonna put in that work, or you're gonna just I know a lot of cats that get to the league and they're just like, this is my job. It is what it is. They don't really care about the shit like that. But I think if he really cares about the shit, I think he could be a Pro Bowl quarterback, bro.
I love it. I agree with you. I think he can be too. I just think actually RG3 tweeted at me on Thursday, I think, saying that me, him, and Carson Wentz should do a mental health podcast about how to get success formula and just like that grind set. I think we need to just change Carson Wentz into a grind set mentality guy, and then he'll be fine. He needs like some false confidence in himself, like some guys have too much of it, and it can actually be like a drawback. But in Carson Wentz's particular case, he has so little confidence in himself that I almost feel like overdosing him and turning into like the biggest, cockiest son of a bitch, like rolling up wearing like fur coats and all that shit. I think it might work. It might help him out a little bit.
Him and Baker need to. They're on opposite ends of the confidence spectrum. They need to meet in the middle.
Yes, agreed. But congratulations, Big T. I actually think Marcus Mariota is going to be a fine quarterback.
He won't be the quarterback. Thank you.
I think Josh Rosen actually might get a.
No, Billy,
All
stop
right.
it.
I think he
Stand
might.
down,
Just
Billy.
talking nonsense.
Stand
now.
down.
Well, I mean,
Stand back
Big
and
Cat
stand
always
by.
talks about this. Like he's never really gotten a good shot.
No,
There's
no,
a reason.
You
And first of all, yes, he did. Second of all, there's a reason he hasn't since.
You completely misunderstand what Big Cat is saying when he's talking about Josh Rosen. He's gotten so many shots. That's the joke, where it's like he keeps getting passed around. He's probably going to be good. And then his stat line is always like 6 for 24 for 112 yards and 1 interception.
Hey, Billy, man. Do like when you got like your circle of friends and shit, like, do they be on your bumper like this, dog, or like are you?
No,
Just
they're always on my bumper.
Okay,
Like I my friends do
because it
make
ain't just
fun of me.
like I'm saying,
Yeah, Billy's got a convoy going. Everyone's always
like
on.
I was reading my tweets the other day, and motherfuckers be mad at me because man, you're so hard on Billy. I'm like, I just be talking shit, I just be joking, and I'm thinking, I'm like, but you say so much funny shit. Your friends around you can't just take that shit. They gotta joke you. So I was
No,
like, it ain't
I
just
mean
me.
it's
I
all
feel bad.
vibes. I mean,
I love Billy. I want to say that publicly for the record. I love Billy. But sometimes I think it's on me where I'm like, if you're looking at how me and Big Cat treat Billy, Big Cat is like the strict father, very strict father. And he thinks that that's what Billy needs in his life. I'm like the crunchy granola mom that tries to redirect all his negative energy into positive ways. We don't say no in my house. We just give other options.
no,
And I'm slowly starting to realize as my son is getting older
Enabling.
that there are certain behaviors about him that need to be corrected,
What?
and maybe some of that is on me. So
So I'm
I'm
sent on a military school to course correct.
I'm gonna do not military. I'm gonna do the one where like if parents have like a real bad kid, they get like those school camps to come in and kidnap
yeah.
your child in the middle of the night and drag them out to Montana.
The troubled teen industry.
Yeah, the troubled teen industry. That's what I need. I need one
Scare
of those
straight.
guys. Yeah, yeah, scare him straight. Yeah,
I-
send Billy to jail. Actually, I'll
That would
frame
be
him.
incredible content if we
That
just
would be content,
dude, if I went to look, Actually, that's really bad. But like,
How quickly are you joining the Arian?
like I have no other
protection, Billy.
choice.
Yeah, it's
I have
protection.
no other choice. Like it's either that.
You know,
it's like
if we're rocking, we're rocking. Man.
no. It's
you
like
know, Billy, you just could have lied and said, "No, I wouldn't be a Nazi." Like no one's
no,
gonna...
but like because I've had this discussion a lot. Like, would you get all the tattoos, then you get them removed?
How many times have you had
Or would
this
you get-
talk?
Yo,
Well,
hold on. How many
me
times
and my
have we
buddy,
had a
it's like,
discussion
what
on,
happens?
Should I be a Nazi in jail or not?
No. It's like
Let
what
me pull out my
happens?
flow chart.
I was talking to troops about. This.
I've got a PowerPoint deck. Can I
Troops was talking
Google
about.
Docs send it to you?
Go over pros first.
Troops was talking about how prisons in
Family
London
atmosphere.
are like a walk in the park, and he's like, I would never want to go.
Tuesday.
Yeah, no, but he's like, yeah, my buddy's in jail in England, and he has a PlayStation. Like we Snapchat all the time. Like jails in Europe are totally different. Like, like
They're rehabilitation centers.
yeah, like
That's
the one.
why. That's why their recidivism rate is way lower than ours.
Right.
Way higher than ours.
and like
lower.
when ASAP Rocky was in Sweden, remember that viral meme of like what a Swedish prison looks like, and it looked like a really nice hotel.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would definitely not do well in prison.
No,
Let's
you're too pretty.
Yeah, dude.
So you've had this conversation a lot, and your conclusion is you're walking right.
Well,
up to him
I'm
and be like,
going
Billy,
into
welcome.
well, because the thing is, like, most young guys who look like me that go in, everyone thinks they're pedophiles. So like they had like from my buddy who I worked with, no, seriously, my buddy I worked.
I would
with,
assume you killed someone in a drunk driving incident. That would be my first thought.
right.
Yeah, I would think you stole somebody's pension.
No, so I was talking to I had a coworker when I was working at excavation who did time, and he was telling me that like in the first week you have to get to the yard and show everyone your papers for what you were convicted for, or they're just gonna automatically assume you're like a pedophile, and then your life's just hell.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
If you was to go to jail, what would you go to jail for?
Not paying my taxes.
Jesus, Billy, why you can't go like 5 seconds without incriminating?
Wait, no, I'm
yourself.
saying like I haven't done my taxes yet, and I'm like freaked out that I'm just gonna get arrested.
I'm
for
not
doing my
planning on it.
No, I'm gonna do my taxes, but like I'm scared that I'm gonna accidentally miss the date or something, then just get in prison.
Well, if you owe them,
They're
if
not
you
gonna
owe
knock
them
on your
money,
door
then
for
it's
like
an issue.
40 grand, though.
PFT, you'll enjoy this. My dad's favorite thing to do when sports news breaks is to text me like he's a headline writer. Like he just loves texting headlines. That's what he does. So for this one, 3:45 p.m., no QB1 for Falcons now and only get a third rounder. That was the extent of his text message. I don't think he expects a reply. He just likes to do that.
Chosen
shit
Rosen.
happens.
Was it in all caps? That'd be funny.
No, but I went and
Breaking.
found my favorite one.
Breaking.
I tweet these out from time to time when he does them. My favorite one's from August 11th, 2020, when they started like canceling, when the Big Ten and Pac-12 like canceled their seasons before they undid it. Let the CFB conference dominoes fall. Big Ten number 1, Pac-12 number 2. Do the likes of ACC, SEC follow?
That's a great text.
It's like he's coming back from commercial. Like
Yes.
he's teasing the other side.
Yes. My other favorite one, I just have a thread of these.
Hold on. Did he end that with a question mark?
Yeah.
That's how you keep them tuned in. That's how you pique Big T's interest.
My
on the
favorite.
edge.
It's, I'm here. What's gonna happen
He
next,
should-
pops?
Your dad should actually write your blog headlines for you.
My
that would be
favorite
fire.
one was from
hate
when Manchester United signed Ronaldo. It just says, "Man, you just got stronger up front." Yeah, Ronaldo will do that for you.
He's not here for the fluff. He's here for the facts and the facts only.
Exactly.
Meat and potatoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, where were we?
That was a joke about the gang. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, everyone knew you were kidding.
Let's just.
Oh,
get
let me
that
give
out
you
there.
this. Let me give you this, Billy. Let me give you this. Because last episode I asked for a receipt and of when like you was right and like we was wrong. And me specifically, you were right about when you were comparing ants and termite, and you said they evolved analogously. I was unaware of the other term. There's a biological term for
Yeah.
analogous, and I
It's-
was unaware of that term.
I didn't know if
I thought you were referring to like the other term of it, but
Right.
I was wrong. You were right. I wanted to give Billy his flowers right there.
appreciate that, Arian.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it's like that's one of those terms that's like divergent evolution and convergent evolution.
Mm-hmm.
I should take more bio.
Well, all right. So now I got to go down this road. I don't want to keep hammering Billy on this, but he did have a major fuck up yesterday. Major. It was TCU was playing in the night game. For all those people out there, they want to know who we're going to bet on. I bet the information that it was World Frog Day yesterday would have been helpful to know for anyone that was considering betting on the TCU Horned Frogs.
Getting 9.5.
9.5. But also, Billy, most importantly, just the fact that there's all this talk going on circulating the internet about you being a fake frog fan and you miss World Frog Day.
Which federation declared
the world?
Well, there's multiple.
Everyone in the world except for Billy joined arm in arm and stood up and made our voices loud and declared yesterday World Frog Day, except for Billy, who is, to be fair, being held hostage by the entire city of Boston by a parade.
It was escape.
He was captive.
I'm just saying,
Escape the town.
I was very disappointed that you missed that.
Yeah, had some other things. Yeah, that was a big miss by me.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry to everyone out there who relies on me for all of their amphibian content, and I really I screwed up. We all have regrets. I won't be able to get
your
that back.
Super Bowl.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, maybe next year.
Yeah.
Well,
you'll get him next year.
Billy, set a calendar reminder for yourself for next year.
That's when you should have dropped that ugly ass frog shirt.
Bro.
Wow,
right.
You really messed up, Billy. You really dropped the ball on this one.
You could have dropped the NFT and that frog shit. You could have done a lot, bro. You bullshit.
Dude,
you bullfrog shit.
bullfrog shit.
All right. Well, just don't let it happen again, Billy. If there's any other upcoming amphibian days that you do not get correctly and do not give me a proper alert on, we're going to have a serious conversation.
World Newt Day. I'll be right there.
When's that?
Did TCU cover?
Oh, they sure did.
They did.
By the way, they're not
almost won outright.
Should have won.
Well, I know they went to overtime. I just didn't know if they
they
overtime
lost,
can get dicey.
They lost by 5.
I never complained about refs, bro, but he missed the call at the end of it. He bumped him at a half court.
That
It was a foul. It was a foul.
If Arizona would have scored there, I would have been pissed about it. But I feel like he did it probably was a foul that would get called in the first half, but he also did kind of flop. So I feel like the fact that they didn't score and went to overtime kind of like washed it out.
No, so this is why the ref dropped the ball though, because when you have teams like that, and this is true in football and basketball a lot of the times, it's just momentum, right? TCU is clearly the inferior team. Clearly, Arizona has the better players, right? But they played so well that was their only chance. Regulation was their only chance to win the game, and once it went into overtime, they were deflated by that point.
You just can't. But he was panicking. You can't bail
That's
him
true.
out there.
I mean, the fact that they were half court pressing in that situation is like, bro, like you could break that shit in your sleep.
And he was running around.
In college, you can't.
Why is that?
They're not good. They're unskilled.
They're not good.
I haven't seen a single. You know what really disgusts me about college basketball? When there's a big 6'9", 6'10", under the hoop, no defenders around him, lay up off the glass. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
you fucking can dunk that shit.
Panic. That's a panic.
No, I would have laid it in. I would have laid it in, sir. Two-handed layup.
And the technical. Don't get me started on the technical foul pandemic. That's the real pandemic in this country. From high school to college, these techs, guys aren't even hanging on the rim. They're just not breaking their neck.
Draymond Green got ejected from a game yesterday because he told the ref that's terrible. It's not a collegiate problem.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine being a ref, dog, and blowing my whistle because I'm soft as shit. You know what I'm saying? It's been like, you hurt my feelings. Like, you bitch ass nigga. Like, refs, bro, they be so fucking soft, bro. That's soft.
It's very funny to imagine a referee, like, he's running down a court and the player hangs on the rim for too long and the ref gets so mad that they blow a whistle at him.
It's because they mad because they
so sassy.
Get off my lawn.
Cut it out.
It's like refs are the I tweeted this one time, but like refs are the players, or I'm sorry, the players' parents that like when a kid is playing ball in like youth league and he puts it between his legs and he'd be like, yo, stop hot dogging. That's them.
They're sports cops. That's all they are. They're
Showboating.
cops for sports.
Yeah, quit showboating, quit showing out.
Grandstanding. There are a lot of great terms for it. Grandstanding, like they're doing like a little dance. Man, yeah, the hanging on the rim thing was so stupid because as somebody who has hung on the rim before, I can tell you
You've never felt this.
Yes, I have from personal experience. This is why I hung on the rim for so long that one time.
You had to have your homeboy stand on the back of the little water tank so that it didn't tip over. But go ahead.
Take you down.
Yeah.
No, the lifeguard blew their whistle at me and told me to get out of the pool. No, like when you're hanging on the rim like that guy was, if he had just let go at the time that the ref wanted him to let go, he would have fallen onto his neck.
I saw a screenshot that said, like, here's the angle he would have begun his descent to not get a technical foul. And he's damn near parallel with the floor.
Yeah, you got to respect the rules.
He would have been like an Olympic gymnast to stick that landing. Like, that's what kind of landing they would have wanted. And it's have you seen the high school ones that have gone viral?
No.
Yeah.
There are two. One was in Ohio. It was, I believe, the state championship. It was an all-black team. This is classic high school basketball. All-black team versus all-white team in the finals. And the all-black team had a dunk. Kid didn't even hang on the rim, like not even for a second. He just dunked it and immediately got a tech for dunking. And then there was
not against my
one.
guys.
There was another one that wasn't white versus black like that, but it was just like another standard dunk with no hanging on the rim. And the ref was just like,
I said, I don't understand. Like, what's the logic behind it? Like, what is the like? What is the? It's like old congressman made that fucking rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? There's no logic behind that shit. That and they need to bring back slapping the backboard after you don't. Like that shit was cracking. Like, what do you mean? That was my area. That was my area. Like,
it's all taunting, back. And it's like if it's old baseball where they get mad about bat flips. Like, if basketball is going to be behind baseball when it comes to celebrating, that's a tough look for basketball.
Man, yes, bro, it's just, you know what, man? Everybody 60 plus need to stop watching. 50 plus, just stop watching sports if that shit bothers you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking bum, bro. We out here talking shit. We're not out here congratulating each other for having a good game, bro. Shut up.
No, what's the penalty for chirping a ref in the NFL? Like, so few players get tossed from games. Like, I know that's what it is, but no one ever gets tossed, and I know those refs hear hell all game.
Yeah, I've actually never seen it. The only time I seen somebody get thrown out was I seen Andre Johnson beat the brakes off Cortland Finnegan.
Yes, we all saw that.
That's such a sick video.
But that's the only time I ever seen anybody get ejected.
That wasn't even at the refs. That was like, yeah, they were fist.
That's what I'm saying. But even because I think this is what got him thrown out though, because the ref had Dre in his chest like this, and Dre went, yeah, and he slapped his hands down like that. I never seen Dre snap like that. But like, I don't know, like, refs in the NFL just ain't soft like that. We be talking shit. Like, I've never argued with the ref on a call he made on me, because like, I'm like, yo, my logic isn't that, like, I'm not gonna have a rational conversation in the middle of a sporting event. So I just never talk to a ref like, come on, sir. He's gonna be, you know what, son? You're right. I fucked that up. He's never going to do that. So I just have never, even when I used to play basketball, I just never did it. There was no.
You'll get the next call, though. That's what it's about. It's not about that call. It's the next one.
Maybe. I remember one time we was playing the Ravens, and we was having it was in the overtime, but it was a drive to put us into overtime. And I made this nice pass, made Ed Reed, Hall of Famer, miss. Feel me? And it was a really dope move. I split two players, and I like dove out of bounds to stop the clock. And I was looking at the ref like, did you see me? I'm out of bounds. And he stopped the clock, and I slapped his butt.
Did you get flagged?
No. He was like, because I was just heated the moment, like it was game winning drive, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this shit. And then like that, and it was cool. It was a cool moment between me and that ref.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite ref?
I don't even know his name. It's this black dude who hella bow-legged, dog. Short dude, bow-legged. I don't know. No disrespect, but it's like that's how I remember it. It's just always cool, man. I'm talking about always cool. Just a cool ass dude. Always. Ball Boys was cool as fuck too. I used to love the Ball Boys.
It's not Jerome Bogert.
I don't know his name. I'll send his picture to the group. I'll tell you this.
Did you like Ed Hockley?
We didn't really chop it, but he was always cool. I didn't really have no problems with no refs, like, because I was a running back, so it wasn't like I didn't really like all my block was either cut or I didn't really hold that much. And if they did get called for a hold, I held. Yeah, so I didn't really.
Very guilty. You never got like wildly face masked that didn't get called or anything like that?
No, yeah, all the time. I was like, yo, he grabbed my shit. He's like, yo, I didn't see it. I'm like,
Very agreeable Arian Foster.
yeah, no, this ain't him, but he was cool.
Hmm.
I don't know what his name was. He's cool ass dude though.
All right.
Anywho, Walt Disney racist.
Walt Disney racist. Yeah, there's a shitload of stereotype characters that he used. That is something that like you can't deny if you're going back and you're talking about what Walt Disney, what he was like as a person, what his thoughts and beliefs were. Like he played on a lot of stereotypes. I'm curious, and I mean this like I want to get Big T's honest opinion about it. Like when you hear about them taking the crows out of the Song of the South ride in Disney, were you pissed off about that?
No, dude.
That's
Why would you
unfair.
ask me that?
Well, because
I've
a lot-
never
people do.
seen.
No,
This
because,
podcast
no,
is so bullshit.
no, because
It is,
That's
dude.
unfair. You
because,
can't- but
no, because a lot of people are like, with the Dr. Seuss books, and they made like a big deal out of, certain panels in certain Dr. Seuss books, and acting like Dr. Seuss was like completely like all the left wanted to get rid of Dr. Seuss entirely. That was like very overblown. With the Disney thing, there were a lot of people that were saying like kind of the same stuff, like, oh, we want to cancel cartoons now. But I feel like that it's actually like, if you look at those crows, they're very offensive and just they're drawn to kind of mock black people. So like I didn't know what your thoughts were.
I've never seen that movie. I didn't know that ride was based on a movie until all that thing happened. I just thought that those were the characters on Splash Mountain.
Go ahead. This is the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I don't like. Yeah, if they want to get rid of that, like go. I don't.
So the funny thing about that shit is, as I was kind of doing research for this shit, and because I always knew, like, I heard about Steamboat Willie, and I've read it before, but like you just digging back up and kind of making it all fresh. I was looking at a couple videos, kind of detailing and explaining, and there's like a book written about. Actually, it's a really dope book about how animation kind of like influences our culture, and it influenced our culture. But anyway, so as I'm reading, I just never do this, but as you tap into some of the comments, there's just a whole bunch of like simping for the shit. It's hilarious. So it's a whole bunch of like, I'm black, and that not only does it not offend me, but I thought it was very cool how they portrayed those crows and like all the Asian stereotypes. Like even I'm Asian, and all the Asian stereotypes, I really enjoyed it as a kid. And I was like, how the fuck, dog? Like, how the fuck do you get there to where it's like you the speaker for what's offensive and not offensive to somebody else? Like, it's insanity, right? Like, and it's littered. The whole YouTube is really right wing. The comment section is anyway, and so it's just a whole bunch of like, you could get offended if you want to get offended. I was like, dog, it's obviously racist.
it's
He
all
would tell you
burners.
he would tell you it's racist. Yeah, I think so too.
It's all. I don't think it's actual. I think it's like white dudes pretending to say, "Oh, I'm black," and I. in the
Maybe, but
comments.
it was just funny as hell. It was funny.
Well, I also think
I
that a lot of people that say that if you just like talk to them person to person, most people would see the reasoning behind it. I feel like most people actually wouldn't back up some of those beliefs that they put out there online. They do it because they're feeling edgy or whatever, or they want to, say something for shock value, or they just think that it's funny. But if you have like a real conversation with people and you show them, okay, watch Song of the South with me, and then watch it with a black person, and then after you're done watching it, try to tell them that it's not based off a stereotype that is intended to like demean the entire black community. And I don't think that they would really back up what they said initially. I think most people are reasonable enough. They just like they hide behind what they say online sometimes.
I don't think anyone actually.
look at you, little optimist. I like it, man.
Yeah, well, I'm getting soft.
I don't think anybody actually wanted the crows or any of those characters to stay.
Yeah, no, there was no backlash. I honestly didn't know. That's why I asked.
I think it was one of those things. That's why when you said like, "Oh, Big T, do you like the racist crows?" Like I was like,
that's
no
so
one's on.
stupid.
Like that's not. No one's
He didn't
standing up for the
say. He didn't
crows.
say. Did you like the racist crows?
I probably did.
He sure did.
They took my racist crows.
I probably didn't bring it up.
No, he didn't. Did he? I don't think he said that.
I probably didn't bring it up in the most diplomatic way. I was just curious if that was one of those flashpoints where
He was
people were
definitely poking
upset.
the bear for sure. For sure, you're smoking.
I
little
don't
bit.
give a
I was
fuck
a little bit.
about Splash Mountain.
Okay.
The Dr. Seuss thing was more. I think there was more of a pushback.
Yeah.
I think the one I saw with Disney was people were like furious that on Disney Plus now during certain movies it will come up like this was written in a much different time period. Some of these characters portrayed are like very racist stereotypes. And what I think PFT saw was people who are more aligned with Big T's politics are the ones who will bitch and moan about that 5-second disclaimer.
Mhm.
And I just can't imagine the people who, whoever they are, real or not, getting mad about this. Like, go outside, touch some grass.
Yeah.
Like, be upset about anything else in the world.
There was there's something like to that same vein that like stuff over time has become unacceptable. I have a feeling that a lot of like some of the meme culture stuff that we're doing right now is going to end up being like the equivalent of like blackface in the future.
Wait,
In
like,
that,
are you talking
like,
about? Are you doing digital blackface?
Yeah, like I think I think
that
that's
was a thing that people were talking about like 3 years ago.
yeah.
But
Digital blackface.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
some people were saying that if you use a GIF to express your emotions on Twitter, and you use a GIF if it's a white person doing a GIF of a black person, some people got mad and said that was digital blackface.
Ain't woke enough for that one.
Yeah,
I-
that's,
I-
I think they like put it out there as like a trial balloon to see if it was going to fly, and then everybody was like, "This is ridiculous." No, and they were
Yeah,
like, okay,
nah,
pulling that one back down.
That feels like a psyop, honestly. You remember? Did you ever see the Clovers? It's called Child Lovers, and so it was 4chan. 4chan started. It was a troll, and it was. They created a group that had
Oh,
Twitter
yeah.
followers and shit, saying that they were advocating for loving children. It's just a choice. It's a preference. But it was just a troll to try to get people to
Get mad and be
Yeah.
like, look,
backlash. To get backlash. Yeah, look
like,
at what they're
how,
trying to do.
Look what our society is doing these
What
days.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is it called,
and
like
it was just a troll.
NAMBLA?
NAMBLA, I think NAMBLA is
Is
a
that
real
what it
No,
is?
organization.
NAMBLA's a
That's
real
a-
one.
that's real? I thought that was fake.
No, NAMBLA's real, dog. NAMBLA is real. Clover was the troll.
Billy, don't Google
Don't
NAMBLA.
don't
Okay,
Google.
fuck.
You're gonna have FBI knocking on your door now, bro.
Speaking of the FBI, Walt Disney was an FBI informant to the point where he actually attained the rank of special agent in the FBI. So that's kind of like an honorific that they gave out. It didn't mean that he was like carrying a gun around and arresting people or wearing a wire necessarily. But Walt Disney absolutely hated communists, hated trade unions, and he would blackball a bunch of his animators if they threatened to go on strike. He was very, very anti. He ended up informing. So he kind of formed an alliance with J. Edgar Hoover of the FBI. We did, obviously we did the macrodosing on the FBI a few months ago, but he created an alliance with J. Edgar Hoover where he wanted J. Edgar Hoover to give him help securing land for some of his real estate holdings, for some of his future theme parks, things like that. He wanted the FBI's assistance in letting him know about what was going on with some of the trade unions so that he could try to stay ahead of them. Because, as we know, J. Edgar Hoover was monitoring any sort of the labor movement in America and infiltrating it. But also, Walt Disney was sharing information with the FBI about suspected communist activity in Hollywood and in California and in his industry. So they had like a little handshake deal. And actually, this is kind of interesting. The reason, or the information that Walt Disney was initially getting back from J. Edgar Hoover was just information about his own family, because he didn't really think that his the lineage that he had been told since he was a child, he thought that his parents and that his relatives were lying to him, and he wanted to trace that back. So he asked J. Edgar Hoover for assistance in tracing back his ancestry in exchange for him providing names of trade unionists and communists to the FBI. He actually never got any sort of information from J. Edgar Hoover about it. So J. Edgar Hoover was like playing him like a fiddle. You're like, tell you what, still don't have any information about who your dad was, but I'm going to give you a promotion and start calling you Special Agent Walt Disney. It doesn't come with a pay increase or anything, but here's what I got for you. But yeah, they were working hand in hand for a long time, and yeah, so he was legitimately like he was a narc.
I want to be a secret agent.
Okay, I hereby give Billy the rank of secret agent.
How about like super secret agent?
Let's hold off. Maybe let's see how the next couple months go. You don't miss any more episodes.
I
of
didn't miss
Macrodosing.
anything.
You'll achieve
Yeah, in
that
fairness
rank.
to him, he didn't miss it.
I didn't.
I know.
Okay, never mind.
I'm just saying. I'm
He
dangling.
almost missed it in theory if he
I
wasn't joking,
I
which
wasn't
he was.
actually ever gonna miss it.
You are secret agent. I gave you the
I'm just-
rank
okay,
of secret
thank you.
agent and maybe super secret agent at some point. Aaron, you're muted right now.
I had a fucking zinger too. Damn,
Say it
it
again.
was a zinger. It's just not gonna. Now the timing's off. I'll say it, but it's just the timing's off. I'm gonna say you minority reported Billy.
I did. I pre-crimed him.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Okay, I don't get that
good.
reference.
God, that was such a good joke.
So
you know?
In addition to being a special agent for the FBI, he was, like we said earlier, he was chummy with Hitler's favorite propaganda leader in the lead up to World War II, the person who did Triumph of the Will. So you know how we were talking last week about how the pornography industry has been at the forefront of all these technological innovations? I would actually submit that racism has been at the front of a lot of early cartoon innovations and movie innovations. So before pornography was there, and pornography was driving it, but Triumph of the Will, it's one of those movies like Birth of a Nation that just strictly from a filmmaking aspect, in terms of technically how they were shooting it, has influenced every movie that's come after it. And Triumph of the Will was a big time Nazi propaganda movie. Birth of a Nation was a big time, like, just very, very bad movie.
On a serious note, well, kind of semi-serious, but it's serious. But it's why I always it's like when I argue with a lot of racist people, well, when I'm having conversations with people who don't agree with my worldview, that's one stick is that I always try to get them to see is how influenced by media and culture that we are. And when you go back to the roots of our entertainment industry, it comes back to this: Disney, minstrel shows, Birth of a Nation, stuff like that, where the propaganda has been. It's why when you hear communism, like people like Big T are just like mass murderers, right? They just murder people. Like it's interwoven in all of our culture, like because it's purposefully so. It was dogma to try to have you look at a certain people a certain way so that you can justify the shit that you're doing to them. It's 101 if you're trying to conquer a folk. Like it's what Hitler did. It's what a lot of people do that are trying to have dominion over people, is you have to otherize them. And the way you do that is through propaganda. Yellow journalism. We did a whole fucking episode on it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yep. So you guys want to get into some of the like movie things that surround, like some specific things that are inserted into Disney movies that have gotten like controversy in the past, things of that nature? Because we can talk about The Lion King, but I thought I did a little bit of research preparing for this show, and this is my favorite one. That like everyone thinks about Walt Disney as like, what do you think of when you think of Walt Disney, like the person himself? Before today's episode, what did you know about Walt Disney?
Frozen head.
Frozen
Boom.
head.
There we go. Frozen head. People say he was cryogenically frozen, and that his head was severed, much like Ted Williams's. And he died of lung cancer, and he's waiting for the cure to lung cancer to come around so they can reanimate his body and bring him back to life. It's not been proven one way or the other that whether or not his body is frozen. Some people say that it is. Some people say that it isn't. He was definitely like interested in cryogenics, and he researched it, but a lot of people are saying he died like a little too early to have his body frozen. But a lot of people think that when they were creating the movie Frozen, they took the original Russian folktale, and I think it was called something Winter Princess or something like that, Snow Princess, I think. And if you look at any other Disney movie that's based on like a fairy tale, they usually use like the name Cinderella or they usually use, the actual name.
Right.
Pinocchio is another case of it. In this one, they changed the name to Frozen so that when people Google Walt Disney Frozen, the thing that pops up is this enormously successful movie and not any information about whether or not Walt Disney is actually frozen right now.
Huh.
Which, if that's the case, if that's why they changed it, brilliant move.
Elsa.
Brilliant PR strategy.
Yeah, Elsa is a terrible name for a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elsa would have been a bad name. Yep.
But like Moana was Moana. Like they still definitely do it. But yeah, this was one I had locked and loaded. It's absolutely genius.
Brave. Isn't that's also one that doesn't have.
Yeah, it's
Isn't it
also
Brave?
stinks.
Merida, yeah.
Yeah.
Brave is
Japan.
also Pixar, so it's technically
really?
different.
It's owned by Disney.
It is, but they very much have like a line of delineation between the two.
Yeah,
Well,
like
then-
Frozen isn't
Ooh,
Pixar, but
delineation,
Toy
I
Story
like it.
is.
Wait, so Brave is Brave not a princess movie? Is it not a Disney princess movie technically?
It is, but it's technically it's Pixar Studio. They kind of
Is
have
Brave
their
Pixar?
own.
Let me look.
Because then is it like, because I know like there's the Princess and the Frog. There's
That's Disney.
that's
weird though. They didn't give my girl a anime. They cartoon drew her. I don't understand that.
I
Yeah,
wish they
Pixar.
did that more.
There's Mulan.
Nah, you bugging. You don't like the new digital? You crazy?
There's something about Lion King, for example. There's something about the colors, like when Scar's talking and he starts taking over and it's like real dark, that they can't replicate with like I like the new technology, of course, and it definitely fits for a lot of stuff. And Princess and the Frog is not like the one I think could have like should have went one way or the other.
It's
There's something
Avery
about
take. It's an Avery take.
no.
Oh, that is a ricochet shot and also a direct shot at the same time.
whoa.
Yes.
He's not here to
Bang,
defend
bang.
himself.
Oh, he's not even here. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'll tweet him.
No, but that's actually so right about the hyenas in the dark. Where is it? Where the light doesn't touch.
Yeah.
That
The
vibe
elephant
change.
graveyard.
Yeah.
Why don't you think they can't get that vibe if they was animated?
They
Digital.
did animate it very recently. That universally.
No, that was a live action joint. I ain't talking about a live action.
They did not train those lions to do that. That was animated.
But I'm talking about the type of animation that
Pixar.
what is it called? What is it? Yeah, the Pixar animation.
Claymation. I want to say it's like
No, it's not
claymation.
claymation.
That's not claymation.
Well,
That's clay.
But
That's
I know
literal.
but clay.
It's computer animated as opposed
Yeah.
to drawn. Computer animated,
That
which is
is
very good.
revolutionary. It's,
Yeah,
it's
of course,
way
I
better
love
than,
it.
It's way better than drawings. Like
I think it's
you one of them
it's not like
my
me being
my
like
era
music
cats.
sounds.
Yeah,
music
yeah, that's
sounds
what
better
it
on vinyl. That's
that's
not
what
what
it sound-
I like.
music
I like
does sound
both.
better on
All I
vinyl.
asked for was more 2D, just more representation of 2D. I enjoy.
I would like them to keep the same audio tracks and reanimate old Disney movies. That would be fire, dog.
I think they're
What are we
each
talking about?
That would
special.
be fire, dog. Look at a lot of the old Disney movies. Like the animations is trash. Like Little Mermaid, trash. I don't say trash because I could never draw no shit like that. Comparatively to the new computer animated shit, way better. Way better. Look at some of the scenes are crispy as and like look at Ratatouille. Look at the cinematic
Great.
views of that of those scenes. It is gorgeous. It is brilliant. And when you look at Sebastian, it's just he could be better.
But there's something I agree with Coley about, like really well drawn 2D animation.
Yeah.
is
Right?
awesome.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
It's
like it's not even my favorite movie, but like you want to talk revolutionary. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Having Roger Rabbit, and I mean even the new. Let's talk Space Jams. The first Space Jam looks way better than the new Space Jam. Like, substantially better, just how it looks.
I haven't seen the second Space yet.
For good reason. But you like seeing Bugs Bunny animated the way you're talking versus Bugs Bunny animated in 1995, 96. 96 wins.
You remember when The Simpsons did 3D Homer, and everyone was like, "Get it out of here! Never want to see it again."
That was a
because-
Treehouse of Horror, so I'll give it a
Because
pass.
that's because y'all drowning in nostalgia, man. That's why.
I'm not.
Y'all drowning in nostalgia,
I
man.
can't imagine anyone on this program watches more animated stuff than I do.
For the record,
I watch Avatar every day almost.
Silvio E. Dolphin is going to be 2D.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Correct.
that.
A silly cartoon animal that's designed to spread your propaganda always has to be 2D.
He's propaganda. I love
He's
it.
propaganda. He is propaganda. Like we're open to
I
that.
want his dick to be the other one, just for dick.
Bro,
All right,
what?
Billy, you're special agent in charge of
You're
dicks.
you're responsible for the dicks.
Yeah.
Because have you seen Dolphin? It's crazy.
We've seen it.
But
I've
While
seen
we
Dolphin.
talk about,
2 dimensions does not do that justice. Anyway,
well, as we're talking about propaganda in Disney, I think it's fair to point out that while he is an alleged Nazi and an obvious racist, while he was doing stuff that may have benefited Germany, Warner Brothers had Donald Duck go right up to Hitler's door and smash him over the fucking head with a mallet,
That's
which
fact.
deserves to be played.
Yeah.
That should be taught in history class.
They were when people say like you're going to be on the right side of history with this one, no better clear-cut example than Warner Brothers versus Disney when it comes to their treatment of Adolf Hitler.
Yes. I mean, they just drew Hitler and Daffy Duck just beating the shit out of him.
Well, it should,
with him.
now let me ask you this: when we're talking about Silvio E. Dolphin, should we be catering to Putin himself, or should we be targeting the Russian people? Like, if we have a dolphin just beat the shit, maybe that's where we use his rapey, the dolphin's natural rapey proclivities. Maybe Silvio E. Dolphin just fucks the shit out of Putin, and Putin can't stop. He's just getting fucked nonstop by this guy.
Huh.
And so then his people see that and they're like, I can't support a leader that is is not even available to escape like the romantic advances of a cartoon dolphin.
But maybe people, because he's now a victim, sympathize with him.
yeah, that could
Yeah,
really,
that's a great point, actually, bro. You actually might have just
Could go either way.
gained allyship.
Okay, what if Putin is the plot of it is Putin is constantly chasing Silvio E. Dolphin to have sex with it, and
Mhm.
Silvio E. Dolphin is like, "Yo, man, hey, this is like no offense,
hands
or,
off the merchandise.
no offense or nothing. I don't swing that way."
I know I'm Italian and all, but
I thought he's American Italian now.
Yeah,
I thought he was Italian.
he's Italian American,
Okay.
and so Putin's always trying to get some of that sweet dolphin tail, and Silvio's just like, "Hey, man, hey,
the furry dolphin tail.
How's he gonna do in Japan?
great, he's gonna do wonderfully."
Hmm.
Oh, are you talking about the fisherman, the cove?
he has to be.
No,
That's what I'm worried about.
I'm talking about whaling
Oh, just yeah.
in general.
No, the dolphin industry over there it's something else. All right, more Disney stuff. We'll get back to Silvio later, I
Yeah,
promise.
Well, that's a great point, actually. Though, hold on, that's a great point, though, because that's what Silvio E. Dolphin is for. It's for peace.
Yep.
After he takes down Putin and the war in Ukraine, we take down the fishing industry.
There you go.
Hmm.
Yeah, we just go after all the evil in the world.
Yeah, and if we take down the fishing industry, we're really tackling climate change on a very high level.
Just the whaling.
Which we may need to put ahead of the Putin thing, honestly.
Now, I
Facts.
really do enjoy eating fish though. Like, I'm still
I-
going to be able to eat fish because now it sounds like you're still mad about the whole Pusha T Arby's thing.
I literally just ate sushi.
But let me write this diss track for Silvio E. Dolphin. I got it.
Oh, he raps now too.
Nah.
Now he's a 90s cartoon. Nah.
Yeah, I think he should sing.
Okay,
Opera?
No, that's too.
it's
He's
kind of
Italian.
silly.
Make him like
That
a
would be
funny like yodel. I want him to yodel, but he's
yodeling.
in Italian,
I thought that was like Swedish.
right? But
Uh,
he's multicultural.
That's like Swiss. There's the Alps
No,
are in Italy.
Mongolian throat singing
Or what about what are
That's what
those
it-
boats that they go in?
gondolas.
Gondola. He's like on a gondola.
I think that's one of the ways that he gets around.
On a
Like
gondola.
that's his car. you
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
He's like Batman. He's got a lot of different vehicles.
He's got the gun. Was it the bat? Like a what the hell's his name again?
Silvio.
The Silmobile.
Yeah.
Yo, this would be fun as fuck to like really create like a little comic series book about how he just tackles all the world's problems. This shit would be fun as hell to
Every
do.
episode is now just a plot point in Silvio E. Dalton's
Can he
life.
team up? Can he team up with the boner dogs?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Wait,
Who?
why don't we have Silvio?
Well, we have to vote on that shit. Why is he teaming up with dog?
That will be that'll be a future thing.
They're
Like,
in
Well,
the
Arian-
same universe.
Does Arian know who the boner dogs are?
well, there's
Clearly
just
no.
one. There's just
Or
one.
the boner dog?
There's one boner
I
dog.
don't-
It's a movie that
I don't
or a TV show that I'm going to be producing with Adam Sandler, and
Oh.
it's about a dog that has a boner all the time. And
They're in the
we're-
same.
We're penciling in
They're in the same
rest
uni-
of the plot.
They're in the same
after that.
universe.
Yeah, they're in the same multiverse.
Yeah, so we'll put out the boner dog.
It
And
sounds
we'll
like
have-
a villain.
no, it's like
Sounds like one of Silvio's villains, actually.
you ever
We've
watch?
got to a point in the world where PFT says, I'm producing this TV show with Adam Sandler about a dog with a boner. And he goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's just like matter of factly, like, that makes sense. I have no further questions.
We've been in
Oh.
pre-production for the last few years, but the ball is rolling on it. They'll exist independently, and then there'll be a crossover, and then they'll share a universe at that point.
Can we have a female protagonist for Silvio, like a porpoise?
Mm. Like a love interest or a
Yeah,
protagonist?
love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
Like a narwhal?
what's the difference?
Hot
Ooh,
porpoise.
The narwhal.
Porpoise with a purpose. Is that
Yeah,
what we're saying?
I don't know about the narwhal. I kind of like a
porpoise.
porpoise.
The narwhal is just trying to peg Silvio.
Narwhal's definitely the bad guy. The narwhal is definitely a bad guy, and he's
You're
got
saying
Oh,
it.
that's definite.
narwhal.
Putin's
I had to
a bad
Google
guy.
Narwhal.
What is
Narwhal.
Narwhal?
A narwhal is
narwhals-
like a unicorn whale.
the Vikings used to sell their
Tusks,
tusks
horns.
and pretend that they're unicorn
Mm-hmm.
tusks.
All right. Any other Disney stuff?
Yeah.
What other
I guess
dives we want to do in here?
Disney parks used to force performers to share underwear, like in the suits.
Okay. First of all, I want to push back a little bit on that.
Used to.
Yeah, I feel like that's cap.
No, because they're not performers. They're cast members.
Cast members.
Every employee
point.
there, they're not employees. They're cast members because you step into Disney, you're transported into a different world. Really,
We have a former cast member that works with us.
we do. Jordan Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got a lot of. Actually, we should have invited her on.
Do you want me to go see if she's around?
Yeah, you want to check? Would love to hear what she has to say about
She
working.
might be brainwashed. She might not have any bad things to say about the mouse.
Which character was she?
She's going to tell you all about it.
Perfect.
No. They're not. They're friends of whoever.
Have y'all seen this
You're
chart
not allowed
of
to
everything?
say.
that-
I don't
What?
like. You can't say.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
I am Donald Duggars.
I'm friends
Say
with
you're
that.
a friend of.
Got it.
Huh, that's weird.
So
have y'all seen this chart of everything that Disney owns?
I have not.
Ooh, let's check this
Oh
I
out.
know
my
what you're talking
God.
about. Yeah.
Upsetting.
This shit is fucking hilarious.
And to move into modern Disney, they are currently setting up full communities, buying land and building towns, where your whole life is Disney now.
Huh.
Where's the closest one to here?
The first one's going to
Asking
be
for a
in-
friend.
I think the first one's in like the Palm Springs area of California,
Yeah.
but these things are going to be, I would imagine, wildly successful. Like, because why wouldn't they be? And I imagine that's just going to be America moving forward, just one big Disney
Listen,
hotel. That we
I
all
If
don't
it's
think-
just if it's
okay
just
with
like a neighborhood that doesn't really have anything to do with Disney, but they're just like making it. Disney does almost everything better than every one of its competitors by a pretty large margin.
From what I've read, it's very much going to be an immersive experience where you
See,
are-
that changes it, but if it was just like, hey, we're moving into real estate now and we're going to make this neighborhood, like, I'm all in.
I have a feeling that this place is going to be very intolerant towards people who aren't Disney fans. I think it's like, you know, like,
Aquaman.
Yeah, like you think they're gonna be intolerant towards somebody that moves to a Disney town who's like, I fucking hate Disney.
yeah. So
And why did you move to the Magic Kingdom?
I have a feeling
But how
that
can you like hate Disney though? Like I've never met anybody like that.
there's a lot of people who
big
hate
DreamWorks fans.
They hate they hate Disney people.
I can understand you
I
hating
mean, yeah.
tenets of Disney, like as far as like, But like, it's not obviously net
Fans.
benefit to the world, right? And I'm coming from somebody who realizes the origins are hella racist, but like they've done so much good for people, and they've done a lot of good for our culture.
They're also currently extremely under fire for where their money's been going in the political front.
Oh,
in
I'm
this
sure they're
country.
pieces of shit as far as I'm talking about culturally, like the impact.
Sure,
I'm not
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about like I think they're capitalists, so like of course there are going to be some sharks in the water. But as far as like culture, like, I just can't picture somebody being like, "Yo, fuck Disney, yo." Like I really haven't seen that
I
person. They
think
might be out there.
it's a cool thing on the internet now to hate what they call Disney adults, which are like if you're 47 without children and you're super obsessed with Disney World, yeah, I think that's a little bit weird, but like do what you want to do. I don't give a shit. But like there are people who really hate those people and they just kind of like turn that into, oh well, I hate Disney.
I feel like Disney's gonna get like a Nickelback revival, where people are gonna start like.
I got
loving-
news for you, brother. Disney ain't never left.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Disney's
there's
doing
never been.
amazing right now.
Yeah, they're
That's
fine.
not-
I don't think they
I
need
got-
a revival.
Like I literally watch every time my kids come over, we pick a Disney movie. I got Disney Plus, I got Hulu.
I haven't watched that much Disney lately.
Disney Plus is potentially the best streaming service.
That shit's fire, bro. I'm keep it. I got
And
all the
Avatar's
Marvel shit. I got 1,000% it is, brother. But I got all the Marvel shit on it. So me and my kids be watching all the Marvel movies. It's just good stuff.
I remember
yeah,
when they
Disney's
announced
Marvel.
that, and everybody's like, "Who's gonna pay for that on top of Netflix and all the other shit you already have?" Disney Plus rocks.
It is good, yeah.
I will pay for that. And if they ask for another $10 bump, they'll be getting $10 from me extra a month.
It is good. So there was a blog that was actually written right here at Barstool Sports almost a year ago, back in April of 2021. A grown man says he can't go to Disney World anymore because the immersion and fantasy is being ruined by wokeness. That was by our own Big T, wrote this blog.
I was gonna ask,
Disney-
did I write that? I don't recall writing it.
Yeah, you wrote it. You just blacked out. And
but it sounded like something I would write.
you just blacked out. Let the spirit of the Lord pour out your fingers.
Just woke up from a GOP hangover.
No. So Big T was talking about this guy who goes by the name. I assume it's his real name actually. Jonathan Van Boskirk. That's a great name for a Disney adult. Who's very upset about the fact that they changed some of the rides there. And then Big T, you're right. I want to apologize for being too aggressive with my line of questioning earlier. Big T was he said that one can only describe the scenes in Song of the South as being let's see. Hang on here, I just had it.
I don't recall writing this at all.
Don't take my crows.
Yeah, no. He said
This guy's out of control. Go back to Boston.
No, he said I can only describe with Song of the South with what can be best described as a questionable level of rewatchability. I think that's fair. So so Big T was
What a great quote from Big T.
You had a line today that was similar to that.
Common Big TW.
Questionable. What is that shit again? Hey, what is that line? Questionable what?
No, Big T was saying I'm truly fascinated by this guy because the guy was saying
No, I'm talking about Songs of the South.
Okay, Disney
Rewatchability that can best be described as questionable.
Disney changed one scene on Pirates of the Caribbean and might change the theme of Splash Mountain from a 1946 movie with what can be best described as a questionable level of rewatchability to one to 2009 that kids actually know, and Jonathan is ready to throw it all away. Disney executives are currently quaking in their boots over the fact that he won't be riding Pirates of the Caribbean anymore. I'm mostly just sad for my guy Johnny. He's down so bad. Won't somebody think of the grown adults with a Disney obsession and unwillingness to accept any minor change?
What
Thank you, Big T.
Thank you, Big T.
What did they
Common W.
What did they take out of the Pirates of the Caribbean?
I did the rapey stuff. There was a pirate that was like looting and pillaging and was like dragging a woman away, about to have sex with her against her will. Probably something that you might
historically accurate.
Historically accurate, but also maybe something that should not have been included on a children's ride from the get-go.
They used to use real skeletons.
Oh, that was on a children's ride.
Yeah, do you think that they you know how people go see Disney movies now and they're like, actually there's a lot of good humor in there for adults. You think they would like go to this Pirates of the Caribbean ride and then afterwards be like, there's some stuff that even the parents will enjoy, like the rapey pirate.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of woke taking rape stuff out though.
Yeah, so the Disney adults they're very funny to me. They love the immersion. I don't really understand the appeal. Going around the room, who here? Now I should probably recuse myself because I haven't been to Disney World since I was like 4, I think. That was like my big
Really?
family vacation that I had when I was a kid. But I don't remember it because obviously I was 4. But are you guys fans of Disney World?
I feel I have a good perspective on this. I like Disney World a lot. I went a year ago. It's so much fun. Great time. But like I am familiar with people who will like watch YouTube videos of them like what the new snacks are at Disney World. Like that's weird.
Jeff D.
Name
Lowe.
names. His name is Jeff D. Lowe.
That's not Jeff. It's not Jeff.
It is Jeff.
Well, it is Jeff, but that's not.
You just
I wasn't
described.
talking about.
There's
Jeff.
no more sentence ever constructed that describes Jeff D. Lowe as.
Yeah, but like
there are
even
some
if
people
that
will watch YouTube videos. Jeff loves YouTube of new snacks. Jeff loves.
Jeff is one of my favorite
new
people.
snacks.
If that's something that makes you happy.
Oh, I
like,
wasn't
that's
saying this as a
awesome.
negative. That's just Jeff D. Lowe.
Yeah.
I will say, but there are people who like. I saw there's a TikTok. I'm trying to. The woman like walked into like the Magic Kingdom wearing the mouse ears and shit, and like started crying, and I'm like, that's a bit much. Again, if it's your thing, that's awesome.
I can
like
see Mad Dog doing
I
that.
watched
That's
sports
Frankie
way too much.
Borelli. Where
That's Mad Dog at an Ohio gas station.
I've never been to Disney World.
She walks in. She sees the
Slim
the,
Jims.
the pug sunglasses. Just falls to her knees. I'm home. I made it. But I did actually ask Jeff D. Lowe if he wanted to come on today. I think he's busy with some family stuff today. But I wanted to hear his top 5 best things about Disney World because he goes there all the time.
There's no way he only has 5.
But Big T, tell me more about like your experience recently at Disney. What made it so fun?
I love riding rides. Great. You're in like Disney just does everything well. Like the hotels are like great. Like the food is good. Like it's a fun time.
Oh, you know what? I was wrong. I lied. I did go to Disney. I went to Disney World. I want to say when I was in high school. I did. My friend Will from Hard Factor Will. He was like a member of a church group that did a bicycling tour around Florida, and you ended up in Orlando at Disney World at the end. And so I went with him on that trip, and we stayed at Disney World for like 2 nights. It was a lot of fun. Now we stayed in a campground, which was unfortunate. So I was like laying on the ground in a sleeping bag, but it was fun.
Shit
It was
was pretty
a fun
cool,
visit.
man.
The character breakfast was great, delicious. You know what? You can tell a lot about a place. Don't care what name is on there. If the scrambled eggs are good for breakfast, because it's one of those things that's like really easy to do. It should be easy to do and easy to do well. And if they don't take time, if they let the eggs sit out there and dry out for a while, it tells you the level of care they put into it. These were some of the best scrambled eggs I've ever had in my life. Like I
agree with this.
I remember those
1000%.
scrambled eggs.
Have I
I
told
don't know
the
about those
story?
scrambled eggs, but I agree with this. The scrambled egg is a definite prerequisite to how quality a place you're at.
Yep.
Have I told the story on the show about how I got in trouble at Chef Mickey's?
What happened?
Well,
No.
there's 2 versions of
I
this
would,
story.
I would remember that.
There's 2
I feel
versions
like we
of
should
this
have let
story:
off
the
the program.
truth
The
and what one of the cast
truth will
members
set you
would tell
free.
you happened. I was a child, and it was the character breakfast, and the characters are going around like giving high fives to the kids or whatever. As I recall, I gave a high five to Chip or Dale. I don't recall which one. It would later come to the attention of myself and my family that Chip or Dale, again, I don't remember which one, said that I punched this person, which
Really?
did not occur.
You got framed.
Yeah, I mean, this abject bullshit. I'll have to ask my parents because I don't remember like the full context of the story. But yeah, and they like, I don't know if I'm barred from Chef Mickey's if they've got my picture up somewhere from 2004.
See,
But
I want nothing more than for Big T to go strutting in there and just for a large
get
amount to be
bounced.
like out.
But yeah, we need to whip up like a "Do not serve this man" poster and Photoshop it into Chef Mickey's with Big T's face. on it.
ironically, I hate character.
But you love Disney World? What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, that is.
And by the way, I don't think there's ever been a more ridiculous blanket statement ever made.
I hate characters.
No, the
I
people
like
in the
blank
suits.
faces, no personality.
The people in the suits. I'm not a fan.
Mannequins.
I don't get it.
Mannequins are my kind of thing.
That is one thing I will come out and out say. If you're an adult and you like go to Disney World and you're like, instead of riding a ride or going to do something, I'm going to stand in line for an hour to get my picture taken with a character,
Mm-hmm.
you're a weirdo freak.
That is
Sure, that's different than
Yeah,
saying you hate all characters.
Yeah, but like
We're-
I just if you're not like there are people who really love like interacting
See,
with the characters.
You
and
ain't
shit.
the real Mickey.
Big T walks in a mall around Christmas. He's like, "Kids, you know that's not the real guy, right?"
Smells like beef and cheese. Like, yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get the appeal of characters. Not really.
It sounds like something that someone that punched Chip or Dale would say.
No, that's fake news.
I mean,
You're not the real Chip.
you hate
Is-
characters the
is
most
this-
of anybody in this world. You're probably the most
I don't
likely
hate
suspect.
them. I don't understand their appeal.
Is this where your sympathy for Scott Peterson developed? You think?
No, that was a really bad attempt at a joke. See how nobody laughed.
Oh god, dude! Common Big T dub number 2. L plus ratio
Oh,
plus
man.
log off Billy.
They are very common. It's true.
Just Big
I-
T
what-
being falsely accused. Now he thinks, you know,
I you know what? I retract 10% of the meanness of what I just said because I see what you were going for. It still didn't land.
I
but
wasn't. Well, you guys just weren't.
but I
fast
see
enough.
where you were going.
No, but I'm just
Well,
thinking.
What is it about characters that makes them so punchable, especially when you're a kid? Like Chucky, like the people who worked at Chuck E. Cheese in the 90s, they all have to be in wheelchairs from the amounts of kicks to the shins they sustain.
But yo, them characters, they look evil, dog. They like go Google the Chuck E. Cheese
Why not?
characters. They're them, yeah.
They were
look-
rats. They lived in the sewers. What do you expect?
I mean, Splinter was a rat. He still looked, approachable. Them motherfuckers look like
Or a robe.
felonious. They look felonious.
He wore a robe that makes him very approachable for children.
He's relaxed. He's like a.
That's what we're
a
teaching
spa
your
owner.
kids out there. You see a man in a robe, that's a safe person.
You're fine.
Yeah, I don't really. I get that it's an amusement park, that there are rides there, and I guess maybe I do need to go back. I'm probably overdue for a Disney World visit.
You strike me as the target demographic for like drink around the world
Yeah.
at Epcot.
Well,
Definitely.
I thought you said you'd done that.
I was going to say that one of my favorite news stories of the last several years was when Alex Morgan got
Yeah.
kicked out of Epcot Center because she did drink around the world and she got too drunk. There was a fight. She got into a fight and like briefly detained, issued a notice of trespassing, and then kicked out. Then TMZ got the video of her detention where she was saying that she was trying to stick up for one of her friends that was there that was getting into a fight. But yeah, she instantly skyrocketed to like my favorite player on the U.S. women's national team just strictly for getting so drunk that she got kicked out of Epcot Center. That to me, that's like that's somebody that I can root for.
I'm a huge Alex Morgan fan.
Yeah, bonk. Yeah, I bet you are.
What
It
is
was-
bonk
It
mean?
was 5th grade.
Billy's horny.
He's horny.
Billy's being horny right now.
No, I'm not. She just
No,
like,
I'm not.
I stopped.
That's tough.
I'm just talking strictly about her
Right.
her soccer playing ability and also the fact that would you say like is that I think it's ratchet. I think it's ratchet to get kicked out of Epcot Center for getting too drunk.
I just love her work,
Yes.
especially the body paint. Okay, never
All
mind.
right.
Where would we say Walt Disney's signature ranks all time? Because it's fucking crisp.
If it's the logo, that's his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Top 2, John
Top-
I
Hancock.
was gonna
Yep.
say too. Yeah.
top.
I
I,
think
know,
it's
I think John Hancock is just like on
Yeah.
some nostalgia. It's one of the first ones.
No.
who did he
John
play against?
Hancock risked being killed in like the most unfathomable ways in history by doing that shit. That was some gangster shit.
Well, yeah, because he signed his name so big because he was close with the king, right? So he wanted his signature to be the first one that he saw.
They would have done unspeakable things to him.
Hung, drawn, and
you
quartered.
could speak about him.
Now, also, it was
It's
kind
okay though.
of it's kind of a look at me move what he did because everybody else that signed it, we don't remember the 30th guy
Oh no,
who
no, no.
signed it
We
and got
remember.
killed.
We remember Button Gwinnett. We sure do.
Well, he was the first person to sign, so he didn't know how much space was needed.
No, I think he might have been last. I think he just wanted to be the biggest signature.
No, no,
Yeah,
because-
if he was first and did that, that's an asshole move.
No, he signed it first, not knowing how many people. I thought that was the whole thing. He signed it first. He didn't know how many people were going to sign it, and like the spacing
Just
was
me,
off.
Johnny H, telling you, King.
Who signed it first? Also, people forget that like hung, drawn, and quartered was a thing. It was the penalty.
No one forgets that.
Yeah,
I
but,
don't
you know,
think
but you know
that.
the exact like what it exactly means because it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So this was what would have happened to any of the founding fathers. So basically, the convicted traitor was fastened to a hurdle or a wooden panel drawn by horse to the place of execution, where he was then hanged, almost to the point of death. They don't actually kill him by hanging. They disembowel him, cut off his parts, his bits, as they say, beheaded and quartered. Like-
Sounds bad. Pray
And then
for
they
it.
were burned at the stake.
Yep. So John Hancock did sign it first. He used large, bold script and signed under the text in the center of the page. At that time, a general practice was to sign below text on the right of the page. So
I rescind that as well too. Give me John Hancock's over Walt Disney. Walt Disney's is a little flub, man. They buttered it up. If you put them
They
side
did
by
butter
side,
it up. They did
if you
butter
put them
it
side by side, John Hancock got him. My mom's better than Walt Disney.
oh yeah, I'm looking
No,
at
my
his
mom at the
actual
right, though.
signature. Yeah.
But like John Hancock did his thing though. He killed that shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a good signature that people refer to your signature as your John Hancock.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with him. That shit's crazy.
For some reason, I always saw the D in Disney as like a weird backwards G.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I don't know why. Like I just never conceptualized it as a D growing up. I
It's
more
very
just saw it-
fancy.
It's just like a backwards G.
It's very fancy. So, what do you guys think about Walt Disney World? You guys been there?
So I went in 2007 because that's when they opened Expedition Everest, and at the time, this was where my love of cryptids came in. At the time, there was massive amounts of Animal Planet documentaries on the Yeti,
Mm-hmm.
and I was obsessed with the Yeti, and I need to go see the Yeti at Expedition Everest down in Florida. I was 7. It was 2006. One of the happiest times of my life because I thought I was an explorer like Sir Edmund Hillary, and they had a Yeti. There's just like all this, like it was a Yeti museum in like an Everest museum, and that was like one of my weird obsessions.
Did you find him?
Yeah,
Great ride.
great ride.
Elizabeth I has an iconic signature. Looks very fancy. Probably writing utensils back then were tough. Oh, you know who has a good signature? Pablo Picasso.
Oh, I'd hope so.
It's like very, it's very thick. All the letters. He's probably has to have like a special pen to sign things with.
That poor thick.
Rush, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he probably painted his signature.
It's very artsy. I like it.
You
Kurt-
know who's got an all-time signature is Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
Where'd you see that?
When he was a rookie, he had to sign. You know how they make them sign like thousands of basketball cards.
Yeah.
So he just writes a K, throws a period down, writes a
that's
C,
trash.
another period, and then a P.
KCP.
All time.
Did you guys do anything cool with your signature?
I just write PFT.
What I do is, and I was inspired by Disney autographs. You know how that you can have like, when you used to go down there, you could get an autograph book, and you could get
Yeah.
all the characters to sign it, and they'd all have like cool signatures that were like represented their characters. So in the rare occasion I've been asked to sign things, I do Billy, then I get the Y and make it big like a ball, and then I put a little in the
Seam?
middle, I put a seam.
Oh, nice. You turn it. Billy Football becomes part of your
It's
name.
Billy. Boom.
I
I
do
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
When
I
I-
put a lot of thought into that, so
When I was in college and right after I got out of college, I used to write number 9 next to my signature because I played scrum half.
that's dope.
It was dope. Yeah. And everyone's like, wow, that guy's an athlete.
And
I-
cool.
So
We
I'm looking at like famous signatures that are dope. Marilyn Monroe's is up there, bro.
Yeah, she had a great one. And I feel like I've seen that too because there's probably some sort of, I don't know, perfume or some sort of style line that uses her signature.
That's strong.
It is iconic.
Yeah,
Yep.
shit's fire. Mozart's is kind of killer, dog.
MLK had a good one. Darren Ravel has over 9 different examples of it that he could show you.
We talked.
Yo, you know,
we talked
go.
I was gonna say we talked about him earlier in the episode. Dr. Seuss would draw you a whole fucking picture with his signature.
I haven't seen his. Let me look at his.
Jay Leno draws himself. Fucking egomaniac.
Yeah, Conan kind of does too.
Conan probably does that just to make fun of Jay Leno.
Hold on.
I know they're at odds.
Dr. Seuss
But
signature.
Two dudes with dope signatures. Barack Obama has a fire signature, and Donald Trump's is kind of cracking too. Not gonna lie.
Trump's isn't even like his name; it's just a bunch of triangles.
It's
But it looks
it's
awesome.
busy. It's busy. It looks dope though.
Yeah.
It looks
Oh,
dope.
It's
The key
strong.
to a good, you have to have one letter at least stand out for a really strong signature. The rest is kind of up to you.
Donald Trump's signature is like you think power when you look at that. A powerful, totally normal sized hand drew that.
Do y'all remember when he was? It may have been like right when he got elected, and he was signing a bunch of executive orders or something. And there was the meme of he would just do this and pan to the crowd. Those were the best.
Yeah, and
That
there was
was pretty
the example of when he became president and he had to divest himself from all of his business holdings and put it in a completely blind trust that was run by his sons. He brought out a big stack of paper. There were probably like thousands and thousands of sheets of paper that he brought out onto a desk. And he said, "Look what I've been doing. This is all the paperwork that I just filled out. Make sure that all my business deals were no longer in my hands. I've completely divested myself." It was just 1,000 pieces of blank paper that were put on a desk. It was awesome. The man knew
Bruh.
television.
Houdini, that shit was fire. Look at Houdini. That's up there with John Hancock, in my opinion.
Houdini signature. We gotta start describing the signatures to people who are listening.
Nah, they got Google. Look them up. They're fire.
He does some cool H's. His H looks like an infinity sign almost because it goes one way, then it loops infinity sign, then it comes back down.
Vincent Price's is all time.
So, Arian, when you got to the league, did you know that you would have to sign things? Did you spend time practicing your signature?
My dog, I spent my entire youth practicing my signature.
You'd fill
I'm
up
talking
like
about
pieces of papers?
Oh, it's worse. I used to write it all over my desks, my school books, my school walls, elevators. I did that shit. I used to actually. Do you remember? Do you remember a running back by the name of Barry Foster?
Barry Foster. I don't know.
He used to play for the Steelers like in the early '90s. I used to sign all in second grade. My teacher, Miss Ariano, she let me sign all my papers Barry Foster because I was like, I'm gonna go to the NFL. And so I actually told him that. Matter of fact, we was at a game. That's actually pretty cool. We was at a game and somebody was like, "Yo, that's Barry Foster." I was like, "No fucking way." So I went up to him and was like, "Yo, I used to sign all my papers Barry Foster when I was a kid. So I wanted to get this. That was really dope." But yeah, so like when I was little, I used to practice my signature all the time. And I perfected it. Well, my version of it anyway. I said it was around college. That's when I was like, all right, I know the A I want to use. I know the F's are hard to do. F's are really hard to do.
I'm looking at your signature right now.
But you can't judge it by those.
What do you mean? What does that mean? I can't judge your signature by the pictures of your signature?
Because as Coley said, you'll get commissioned to do you'll sign 20,000 things at once, and by the time you don't give a shit after a while, you're just like, I'm scribbling now. I forget what I'm writing after a while. Like, let me see which one you.
I mean, there is no legible letter in this at all.
It looks, well, I mean, there's another example of his hands at work here.
It's maybe really tiny.
Oh, boy.
Just saying.
Aaron, I have
Let me see.
a feeling that it's like a type of guy who has really neat handwriting.
Oh no, it's the exact opposite.
Oh, really?
It's shit.
Huh.
Yeah,
So-
it's definitely shit.
What's it like just knowing that you can write your name on a ball and then instantly that ball is worth a lot of money? That's kind of cool.
I don't know. I was mid-tier famous person, man. I guess you did have resale value in my heyday, but I don't know. I always thought fame in general is just fucking weird to me. So I never really thought much of it because I knew it was fleeting. I knew people would forget eventually, but
Yeah, this is tough on Big T sent in the group.
So right now, an Arian Foster autograph ball with the Houston Texans logo on it is going for anywhere between $200 and $300. That's pretty good.
I'm keeping it a buck, bro. I don't think that's my signature. Yeah, I don't recognize that unless it was just
That's hilarious.
Guys,
bad
100%
day.
positive feedback. He does strikes me as a straight shooter.
I'm saying I might have done it for sure. I might have done it, but it might have been one of those bad days. It's not, I don't recognize it.
Yeah, that's tough.
You got this post game and you were heavily concussed.
Very possible, man. CT might have been leaking that thing.
It looks like a child was carrying a paintbrush and tripped
Let's see.
and tried to stand
I
up.
was getting, God damn.
I don't
that
think
one
that's
is mine.
Arian's. I don't want to believe that that's Arian.
You're calling KD signatures a liar?
I'm not.
See
I don't
how
know.
hard
It
it
might
is to get
because
100% of people to agree on something? You walked outside right now and said, "Is the sky blue?" 5% of people would say no.
True.
that's facts. That's facts. This guy has it right. I
Impeccable.
can't even.
It's pretty cloudy.
That's a guess.
When you were signing your contract, did you break out the good signature?
Oh, it was the best one of my life. I made sure of it too, though. I took my fucking time with that one. This one got mama out the hood, baby.
Yeah,
Did they give you a special pen for that?
No, actually, it was a Bic.
Oh, no disrespect to the Bic company. We all love
No, I wanted a feather tip. We had to lick it and then dip it in the ink. You feel me? But it's all good.
The quill. Yeah, give me the quill. My next contract.
Definitely had to one up me and actually say the name of the shit.
Oh, sorry.
A quill.
I was thinking out loud. My next contract, I'll sign using get a feather. I'll go kill a bird myself. Fresh.
I think you have to kill the bird for the feather. I think you just take it.
That's true. I don't have to.
Birds aren't real.
All right. So, any more Walt Disney shit?
Yeah, let me.
How about the people always talk about the stuff that they put in, the little sneaky stuff that was snuck into the scenes, like the Little Mermaid classic ones. They said that there was a penis on the VHS cover that was drawn by a contractor for the Disney company, and he claims that he did not realize what he did until somebody from his church group pointed it out to him like a year after the movie came out, and then he was devastated by it, and then he changed the entire cover on it. So don't know if it was true or not, but I like to imagine that it was.
Yeah, there's something in the Lion King sky. There's a lot of penises. I mean, if you look hard enough, of course, you're going to find plenty of penises.
That was one of our first topics we talked about.
Looking hard for penises?
Like everything you can make penises out of.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah, like look at our.
it's a real thing when it comes to logo design is to
Yeah.
have it be subtly sexual in a way that people don't even realize that they're looking at something sexual.
But so here's a fun fact. Except for the big flag in town square, the American flags throughout Disneyland's Main Street USA are fake with the wrong number of stars and or stripes. This is deliberate. If flags were faithful to the US flag, they would have to be raised, lowered, and flown at half mast per US code. So they just don't want to have to take down all the flags every day.
I understand that.
Yeah, fake flag.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cover of The Little Mermaid right now. It does look like a penis, but it could be an unintentional dick. Who knows? There was, The Lion King had the word sex in the sky. Now, there are people that are saying that it was actually created by a company called SFX, and they were doing it as like a little Easter egg for themselves. And then people just assumed that it said sex when it said SFX.
Speaking of Easter egg,
Yes.
no, let me not. But yeah, I remember pausing that. That was folklore before the internet. I remember pausing it on a tape, a VHS, and when you pause it on tapes, like it was like all fuzzy. So, but we paused it one time and we smoked it up.
You got it. And then there was The Little Mermaid, not just the cover, but also people say that the preacher or the minister at the wedding has a big boner when he's giving them the ceremony.
Really?
It's actually his knees, so he's a little short guy. and he's wearing like, I don't know, some weird outfit, and you can see as he walks, he's got these knees that bend out right at kind of waist level. And so when you watch that one particular spot, it does look like he's got a boner that's just popping up. But in context, it's actually his knees.
Hey, the funnier ones that don't have nothing to do with Disney. Have you ever seen the ones about how the flat earthers say that they are putting out signs in all of our entertainment that the earth is actually flat and they're admitting to it? Have you ever seen those ones?
I have not. But
They're fucking hilarious.
I would love to hear more about it. Like, where are they doing this?
Why are they doing this?
And where?
On the internet.
Where in like the Disney movies?
Oh, like with the movies. Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I think
Google.
one was
G-O-O.
One was, it's been a while since I've seen it, but one was Moana. They reference it in Moana. I forget how they correlated it though, but it's funny. They have the dude made a whole video about it. It was fucking hilarious. They're telling you all over, man. Hiding in plain sight is what they called it.
So another fun fact: till 1970, Disney banned men with long hair from entering the park. When they finally relaxed the dress code in 1970, a band of hippies entered the park and staged an attempted coup of Tom Sawyer Island in protest against the Vietnam War.
I love that. That's so
Yeah.
awesome. And they immediately are like, "See, we knew this would happen. This is what we had all these plans. We knew the contingency of the second we start letting guys long hair and say goodbye."
Took over the whole island.
Let's see. What other Disney conspiracies are there? Some say that Peter Pan is actually the Grim Reaper.
Hmm.
Oh
yeah, they're dead.
That all the lost boys are dead, and that
Damn.
Peter Pan goes and takes them, keeps them alive forever, in the afterlife. And it was written by a guy that I think his brother passed away when they were both around the age of like Peter Pan or the Lost Boys, and so he wrote that almost saying like, my brother is still alive somewhere, just in the afterlife.
That's another problematic movie.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've gone down that road.
because remember, there's a native tribe on the island.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Disney was super anti-Native Americans,
Yeah,
at least in their portrayals.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anything else, Billy?
Disney murdered a bunch of lemmings in the name of fake science. So if any of you heard like lemmings are suicidal, they'll like jump off a
Mhm.
cliff instead of to avoid predators. So that's actually a lie. In 1958, Disney released a documentary entitled White Wilderness, which supposedly captured the natural phenomenon of lemmings committing mass suicide. However, there's no such natural phenomenon. They threw the lemmings off the cliff for the sake of the storyline.
God damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
How many did they kill?
well, let's watch the video.
No.
Also,
Kind of funny.
people won't stop scattering ashes at the haunted mansion.
Yeah, so I've heard that. That was kind of cool to me because they're saying that if they scatter people's ashes in Disney World, then their family doesn't like go to a graveyard to visit them and feel sad. They go to Disney World to visit them, and it's like a happy trip. To me, that like I get that a little bit.
Honestly, I want to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, I kind of want to go too.
I want to do that.
I've never been.
Don't say what y'all don't mean.
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm down.
If we check the date where we're supposed to be right now is not where we are.
Yeah,
That's true.
let's do it. My life is a summer break right
Oh,
now.
true.
Whenever y'all down, let's get it in.
Yeah, Coley, are you going to bet on that game tonight?
I live in Maine, so I can't.
Okay. I will bet on it. I'm going to bet on the Celtics.
Oh my God, they straight up just threw him off the mountain.
Yeah, so the whole narrative of lemmings committing mass suicide that doesn't actually happen
Yeah, that's not true. They just
ever.
never.
That's the
Well,
one thing that I know about lemmings.
But that's not the thing about lemmings. The thing about lemmings is they are followers. Like the reason it got to that point is, yes, they will follow themselves anywhere, even off the edge of a cliff. That's the thing about lemmings. Lemmings are followers.
Oh,
Lemons
that's
are
why
real.
that's what we should start calling.
What?
I didn't know lemmings were real.
Yeah, no, yeah, lemmings are real. They're very cute.
It's a small rodent, right?
Yeah, they're
they're
found.
like, there was this game back in like the 90s of like where they would just walk off a cliff you had to do something.
Yeah.
And they would walk off a cliff.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
were
I
like,
remember about lemmings.
you were like the first lemming in the line, and you had to lead your entire pack away from falling off the cliff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Wow, they made a whole game about this shit. It's
lemmings
even
do
true.
not commit mass suicide. It's a myth.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how many people believe it. It's a complete urban legend, said state wildlife biologist Thomas McDonough. I think it blew out of proportion based on a Disney documentary in the 50s, and that brought it to the mainstream.
Damn.
Dude,
That is really fucked up that they killed all
Yeah.
those lemmings.
lemmings are very misconceptions about lemmings go back many centuries. In 1530s, geographer Ziegler of Strasbourg proposed the theory that the creatures fell out of the sky during stormy weather and then died suddenly when the grass grew in spring. This description was contradicted by natural historian Old Worm, who accepted that the lemmings could fall out of the sky, but claimed they had been brought over by the wind rather than created by spontaneous generation. Worm published dissections of lemmings which showed that they are anatomically similar to other rodents such as bulls, hamsters, in the work of Carl Linus. They had natural origin. So they literally thought lemmings just appeared out of the sky.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm mad. Now I'm back to being mad at Disney for this.
Yeah.
Mostly because lemmings are super cute.
Yeah. I'm
What do
totally
they
going to
do?
get down a rabbit hole of this old worm guy. His name's literally O-L-E worm. Old worm.
All right, anything else about Disney that we want to get into before we do voicemails? Anyone?
So-
Speak now.
Do you guys think his head is frozen or no?
No.
Yes.
I
Ooh.
do.
You do?
Mhm.
What led you to that conclusion?
TikTok.
No, I've thought that. Well,
Yep,
that's not
yep.
that's not an unfair guess. No, I've thought of that since I was little. I just feel like
You
there's.
just thought of that spontaneously?
I'm like,
You
I
know
bet
what?
you that.
Guy
That
seems
guy
like his head's
froze his head.
frozen.
I bet you that. No, I've heard about it since I was little, and also, I feel like he's wealthy enough and has enough resources available to him, even now that he's dead, like his company and his estate. That like, if someone's gonna do it, it could be Walt
Mhm.
Disney.
Oh, they've got those secret tunnels too underneath the park.
Oh, yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
like a massive security force.
Actually, there was just a huge
It's like the Denver airport.
There's a
theme park.
huge sting where they arrested a bunch of Disney. I just read about that. They arrested a bunch of Disney workers who were like,
Employees who were trafficking kids.
yeah, through the tunnels, like
Really?
stealing,
Like, for
yeah,
real, for real?
like kidnapping them in the tunnels, and that's how they would get them
I
out.
think that I haven't seen this anywhere but TikTok, so I don't know how verifiable it is.
No,
but
there's
it's
something
certainly
to
believable.
this here. 4 Disney employees were arrested in a massive undercover operation targeting human traffickers, child predators, and prostitution. The Polk County Sheriff's Office identified the workers at a news conference following the conclusion of Operation March Sadness. Why are you going to name your...
Did you see the
Why are we
pre-
going
did
to
you
do
see
a
the
little
press
cutesy
conference?
name about...
They've arrested 108 people. That's
Did you see the
huge.
press conference that the cops did?
No.
They had the guy did like 4 puns about basketball. It
Are
was
you
so
serious?
weird, dude. He
There's
gets up
no
there, he's like,
way,
I swear to
bro.
God, find the press conference. He gets up there, he's like, I know that this month is supposed to be all about winners, but we've got some losers up here.
Yeah, we busted their bracket.
And yeah, it was literally like that. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, honestly,
It was
this
so weird.
Well,
like-
this Cinderella story is just getting started.
oh my god, those guys work with such depressing investigations. If he needs to like pop some dad,
That was
puns,
a good one, bro.
If he's
Time
got,
and place.
if he's got to
Time
make
and
some
place.
puns,
yeah,
just make him in the back room with the boys as you're arresting him. Don't do it on a camera. So I'm trying to figure out what they were doing. So there were people that worked at Disney that were luring kids to the park.
I just can't get over that one. This Cinderella story is just getting started. Like that, the double entendre, the triple entendre there is fucking brilliant, dog. Okay.
Thank you, Arian.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I say I'll give people their flowers when they need.
Yeah, this is fucked up. I can't believe that, because it was always like a rumor that these tunnels, I don't know if the tunnels are actually part of this investigation. It might just be, you might be blending the actual news with the urban legend that you
Yeah.
heard about growing up. It looks like there are a bunch of employees that were sick perverts that were luring children either to their work, or it might just be the fact that they like it might be 4 people that happen to work at Disney at the same time that were doing this independently outside of Disney.
One of them worked at the Polynesian resorts.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, what's the old what is the old wives?
The urban legend was that the tunnels underneath, like, that was used for trafficking children. I heard that and I immediately was like, okay, well, that's not true.
Yeah, but they use it to like get across the park.
Yeah,
Dude, I mean,
so there's a massive security presence at Disney just for that reason, because they can't have kids getting abducted there. If you were like a predator going to Disney World, the amount of kids that are walking around probably would be like that would be a target rich environment, as they would say. But they knew that they had to come up with like an over the top security apparatus, because if one person lost a child at Disney World, no one is ever going to go back.
I found, y'all listen to this real quick. And yeah, that was his big fun.
Xavier didn't even make the tournament this year.
Who are the winners?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, actually, the bracket he's referring to is full of 63 losers and 1 winner.
Johnny Law.
What amazes me is we could do another operation starting next week and fill this board up again. And be sure of one thing: these chiefs and I will do just that. We'll be back, and if you violate the law, we're gonna take you to jail.
Okay, so here's what happened. They arrested 108 people in a 6-day undercover human trafficking operation. Among those taken into custody were 4 Disney employees and a retired judge. So Disney employs so many people that if you do one of these stings down there, it would make sense that like one person would have a connection. I don't think that there was any
just statistically, like.
Yeah, and also, I mean, they do have so many employees. They control a lot. We were talking earlier about their lobbying arm. They write laws in Florida. Like I think that DeSantis wrote a law recently about not being able to sue an employer because of like mask or vaccination status, and they had to write in there that like Disney is exempt from this law. Disney can do whatever they want. Like there's a specific clause.
They have like, Florida gave them their own. They're like an entity unto themselves, so that they don't
like
have
the Vatican?
to. Kind of, yeah.
Honestly,
They have their own like police force and shit.
Yeah.
Like they have everything. Like they're not even. It's kind of like Vatican. Like it's its own deal.
Mm-hmm.
Have the Disney police ever shot anybody?
It's a great question. I'm sure we can
I
find
had a
out.
cousin who worked at Disney.
Defund Disney
No, they might need to take over for everyone.
because they haven't shot anybody.
Yeah, they might be the coolest. Like, do they like? What's their uniform? Like, I'm very interested in Disney police now.
Refund Disney.
Also, they have
DPD.
The Reedy Creek Improvement District is the immediate governing jurisdiction for the land of the Walt Disney World Resort. Includes 39 square miles within the outer limits of Orange and Osceola counties. They have like their own like government.
Disney,
Holy
they are like a sovereign nation. They are a deep state
The
that
mouse.
exists around the world.
At
That's
very
kinda
low-
wild.
At very low elevation.
Yes. I'm trying to find if anybody's ever gotten shot by a Disney police officer. Do the Disney cops wear the mouse ears?
That's right. They have.
They have like a patch.
Dude, I mean,
that
Walt
has
Disney has kind of created a massive empire that like of just like what he wants to be like perfect magical world.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel the vibe. The eggs are that good.
I don't hate his vision more than the other ones.
All right. Well, I think I got to go to Walt Disney World again. I think that's what this is.
That's where we should do the Constitution episode.
Oh, they have.
Y'all don't want to take no trip. We talk about taking trips all the time.
Disney-
Man. Y'all, that's a bunch of cat.
Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah.
The safari. Oh, every bathroom at the Animal Kingdom has padlocks, like a deadbolt, so that if a wild lion or tigers run around, you can just deadbolt yourself inside.
That's
So a tiger can't get you.
So they can't open the door. There's an Avatar ride. Avatar Flight of Passage is a 3D flying simulator attraction within Pandora, the
Yeah,
world of
I
Avatar.
talked to Arian about it last week. It's the best ride I've ever been on.
Oh, you know what I heard? There are people who hire disabled people to come with them to Disneyland so that they can skip the line.
Fire move.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One time I went to Universal Studios on like a high school trip,
Mhm.
and my buddy had like a very badly sprained ankle from like 2 days before
Mhm.
that he couldn't walk on yet, or he could use crutches, but you can't use crutches to get around a theme park.
Right.
So they put him in a wheelchair, and they just put us at the front of every single line. It was incredible.
Fire move.
Yeah,
Fire move.
I want to get like a fact check on hiring disabled people though from Billy.
Yeah, I heard that. It was like,
They haven't done it. I'll do it.
Speak
We'll go to
first, check
Disneyland.
later.
Mm-hmm.
It's the football
I'm
way.
Taking all applicants if we go.
All right, we'll do a trip. We'll do a trip at some point.
Yeah.
some wealthy Manhattan moms have figured out a way to cut the long lines at Disney World by hiring disabled people to pose as family members so they and their kids can jump to the front. The post has learned.
But that's such a win for everybody, though.
I
don't
was
even-
gonna
I ain't mad at
say,
that at all. That's a win
Getting
for everybody.
paid to go to Disney World, kind of the sickest gig of
Like,
all time.
They're called
That's fire.
black market Disney guides, run $130 an hour or $1,040
Done.
Yeah.
for an 8-hour day. We
Done.
Is it a shitty thing to do by those people? Yes. Are the people
Yeah.
they're hiring getting the deal of a lifetime?
Disney's
Also,
But hold
yes.
on. Let's go up. Let's talk about the first part. Is it a shitty deal? Why is it a shitty deal?
I think it's kind of a shitty thing to do.
Why?
I mean, you're using people you're being an
You're
asshole,
not,
which is
but you're not using them. You're paying them
you
for
are
their service.
compensating them. And listen, if sign me up, like that sounds like the greatest gig of all time.
honestly, they're not.
but
Big
like
T,
you are being an asshole.
They're not collecting.
Even if you argue you're not being an asshole to the people you're hiring, you're being an asshole to the other people like at the
in
park.
line.
Big T. I mean, they're not
I don't know.
collecting
Y'all smarter
disability.
than
They're not getting a handout, getting disability checks.
I don't understand what you're saying.
It
I'm
was-
just saying.
it was-
I know you're.
it was a conservative dig, and it
Yeah,
it wasn't
again,
a dig. It was
did
just
not
like
land.
it wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to land. I'm not coming at you, Big T. I'm not.
I think that I think it's a good thing. I've kind of, you guys have talked me into it. I think that
Victimless crime.
if victimless crime, everybody's
Yeah,
happy. The kids are having a good time.
And then people in line don't even feel like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's cool.
They're being had, but I'm fine with that.
It is what it is. They don't know that though.
The only way it's
Ignorance
a
is bliss.
crime with a victim is if this paraplegic is like horrified of rides and you're just forcing them, like just
Yeah.
shooting them around, and they
that's
they can't move.
Rock
They
and
can't do
roller
anything
coasters
about
next,
it.
pal.
Disney.
Yeah,
That's
they're an
fucked up.
epileptic, and you're like, all right, Space Mountains.
Well, this is actually the shittiest part. The only reason Disney's cracking down on it is that because people are buying these black market tour guides and not buying like fast pass tickets. Like the
How? What are
regular
they
way.
doing? Making them stand up? Like what? How are they cracking down here?
They're the secret Disney police.
What are
the
they doing?
the
Checking IDs or
Mouseketeers.
something? Like
The Mouseketeers.
We have
Yeah.
reason to believe you can stand, sir. Would you please come with me?
I mean, that seems like a pretty. I feel like I could fake not being able to stand for 5 minutes. Like, I
Dude,
feel like
There's
I
no
could-
way they can crack down on it because of the lawsuits. That's discrimination. You're not even
Time.
obliged. You're not obliged to tell anybody your medical
I
condition.
think that's
There's no
one
way
of
they
those-
can crack down on that.
That's one of those cases where they're just going to let people's moral compass police themselves.
100%.
And I think-
this is the Tinder swindler because you're going to get away with it.
Yeah, there are
You're
going to
gonna
be
get away with
there
it.
are going to be some people that get away with it, but I think the vast majority of people would have an issue
Crack?
with that. Yeah,
I would love nothing more than to see someone head hung in shame pushing an empty wheelchair because they got caught by the mouse.
I love the idea of the Disney police.
He's cracking shit down. I have no moral opposition to this. Not only will I pay the man or woman, I'm gonna overdo it. We'll get all the food on me, drinks on me. We're gonna have a great. Let's
How
do
do
what you
you-
want to do too.
how
Let's
do
go.
you explain that to your kids? Like, hey kids, so
I got a
John is
friend.
coming with
My friend
us.
wheelchair Ricky is coming.
I got a friend, and he's gonna take us on a tour guide at Disney. He's been there many times.
And he gets to
He
go in the
knows
front
it.
of every line.
and it just so happens he knows somebody at the park, and we get to go to the rides first.
I was gonna say, I feel like a fast pass is way more economical for you.
Yeah, it might be. You're not wrong about
They're
that.
probably
That's got to be cheaper.
Hold on, is a fast pass for a whole family, or you got to buy fast pass?
Well,
for
they
everybody?
just
everybody.
they just changed it. And it's bullshit now. You got
Fucking
to buy it for
Netflix
like
vibes.
every ride.
Netflix vibes. See, no, give me.
Yeah, it used to be if you had one person with it, you all got to use it, which definitely felt like gaming the system.
yeah.
Yeah.
because Netflix is doing that now. They're about to crack down on the password sharing.
That's gonna last for like
No.
a week. That's not gonna. Everyone's just gonna quit Netflix. Like they're.
You know what's fucked up is I was like going back and forth Portland like a lot, right? It was just during the playoffs. And so I have a Hulu account that's like the premium junk. So I pay a lot. But like you can only log in, you can only change your home 4 times the entire year. And so it's like, what if I had 2 homes? I gotta buy 2 different Hulu accounts. Like that's bullshit. I should be able to, but I don't know. There's no
Won't
no
someone
way.
think of the people with 2 homes?
You feel me? We're being discriminated
Won't
against.
someone think of the multimillionaires with residences in different states?
It's ridiculous.
That's
It's not
$20 a
big.
month. That adds up.
It's actually like 60.
Oh
Because
wow.
you get Disney. It comes with Disney Plus. It comes with a lot of the different
Wow.
stuff.
Big
live
T,
live sports.
Big T just went eat the rich on you.
He did though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jeez, I like it, Big T.
The
Come to
$40 million
dark side.
socialists. Won't someone think of them, please?
Please,
I
please.
mean, it's about time.
It's criminal the amount of money this guy has. No one person should have all that.
No,
all
I
of
think
those
one
resources.
person should have as much money as they can possibly get.
Really? Do you truly believe that?
Yeah.
I don't think he believes that shit.
Why?
What if one person had all the money?
somebody, what if one person had everything?
I mean, how would they have gone about acquiring everything?
You said as much money as. What if one
Yeah,
person?
no, and I'm asking, like,
Okay, let's dial it back. What if one person has 50% of everything?
we're being ridiculous.
No, the King of England
Oh.
The King of England
historically.
didn't acquire that through a capitalistic system born into it.
Well, he acquired it through the true free market.
I mean, this is like the
which is just like
ultimate.
Conquering.
conquering and violence.
If someone like, I mean, the closest we've come is Jeff Bezos, who has what, $140 billion?
It's a lot of money.
It is. And he created a company that is now like integral to the way the world works.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
not.
it's not?
Oh, I disagree. Amazon Web Services, if it went down,
Oh, yeah.
That part's fair.
Yeah.
that part's
You're not even forget shipping people toothbrushes. Like they run 70% of the internet.
Dude.
That part's fair.
huge.
But I don't know that was earned.
I mean, he created the company.
Amazon, he created a bookstore, yes.
Yeah, and that eventually pivoted and became the largest e-commerce thing in the world.
It don't run without the work. though. That's our only.
We'll
that's
wait
our
till the
only
robots come, bro. Then we're all fucked. Think
Yep.
about
I
it.
don't think so.
Well, the robots are going to be working. And
I said all that to say that I'm happy Arian made a shitload of money doing something that he was good at, and won't someone like Hulu fix it? This guy, listen,
Hulu needs to
one
fix it.
Hulu account.
So, guys, huge news.
I got different residents.
A goose in every pot and a Hulu account in every home.
Guys, huge news. I just found a new guy.
Okay.
I have like
Congratulations, man.
Well,
I was expected it, but I
so-
really
so
I was
this
never
guy-
sure.
no,
They're
so-
gonna get you for that one. They're not gonna be happy about that.
Who?
The internet.
no, but
Okay.
my favorite part, probably like my number one favorite part about working at Barstool is everything is that I DM with all sorts of different dudes who work in different stuff. So I just met a new park ranger. So he's my national park ranger guy.
So now you got a guy on the inside.
Yeah.
On
So
the inside of the interior.
I
That's
got
deep shit.
I got a cattle rancher, poultry farmer, a mink,
You got a mink guy?
minkenry guy. He's like he does the mink pelt, and then
What are you gonna do with all these guys?
well I hear information about stuff.
Yeah. What percentage of these guys do you think are lying to you?
I don't know, but it sounds a lot of it
I'd
checks
say-
out. I have
I'd
an
say it's high.
I have an agriculture salesman who deals with a lot of like pesticides and different GMOs. They like
I think your mink guy is full of shit.
no, my mink
Billy's
guy.
getting
I've
put
s-
on a list for sure.
No, what kind of list? I'm just these
What
are all
kind
my
of list?
guys. they like tell me information about their different industries. It's really awesome.
Well, what is your end goal by collecting all these guys?
Well, I'm not. It's more collecting the knowledge. I like
That's
to
why you're getting put on a list.
because I'm gonna know too much.
Listen, if you have a pesticide guy, I feel like Oklahoma City, where we're supposed to be
Oh,
right
oh,
now,
well, no.
is pretty anti-pesticide.
I just
guys.
wanna
Foley is
hear
like
about-
legit mad.
Who?
I'm not legit.
No,
But I'm
the
with
first
Arian.
time when you said it 30 minutes ago, like you were upset. I could tell you were sad.
I feel them. I mean, we've been talking about getting together as a group for a while now, and the only persons that have made the trip is me and Coley. Y'all ain't extended no kind of effort. So
We're gonna
Suck
make
my
it work.
dick.
We're gonna make it work.
These canned answers from PFT about a potential trip.
yeah,
Sad.
it's the gaslighting. He's gaslighting us.
He is gaslighting.
I'm
He's a
keep-
gaslighting son of a bitch.
I'm keeping that.
We'll
that
make it work.
I'm keeping that carrot on a stick in front of you guys, dangling it. Yeah, we're gonna go on that
Facts.
trip, guys. Just if everybody can behave themselves, we're gonna go on a big trip
See how
together.
these report cards look.
Yeah.
Billy always got his name written on
We
the
ought to do
chalkboard.
what Billy did. Just go on a trip whenever we want and say we're not coming to work, and that'll get him fired up.
Yeah.
Say we're not showing up next Monday till we get a trip. Damn it!
That's called a strike.
Yeah, now
that's
It's a
called
strike?
union
Yeah,
organization.
Wildcat strike.
Yeah.
Something
I got a
Jeff Bezos is against.
I got a paleontologist. I got an archaeologist.
Still naming off his guys.
Yeah,
Petey Pablo.
I actually have
for
several
guys.
archaeologists.
what's the difference between several? You have
several? Well, they
what's the
they
collective?
specialize in different.
What's the
types
collective
of
word? Like a
archaeo-
murder of crows?
I have a group of guys.
Paleontologists.
A paleontologist is dinosaurs.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like, what's the collective word? Like a group of archaeologists.
Like a Ross of archaeologists.
I like
That's-
that, Mad Dog.
Yes,
I like that.
Biologists.
A Ross.
he's got a Ross of paleontologists.
That was smooth. Nice one, Mad Dog.
All right,
Thank you.
let's do some voicemails, some macro mails, and before we get
All right, this is what I'm gonna do before you sell something. I'm going every other day put out a suggestion of somewhere to go,
okay,
so we could do a remote episode.
Sweet.
I like it.
Y'all just gonna ignore this.
What's
shit.
your
I ain't gonna
first
do that
one?
shit.
I like
Yeah,
Disneyland.
Disney World, or Disney World or Disneyland.
World.
This one's a
World.
big shot.
Not going
I
to
want to go somewhere. I want to go somewhere like random, dog. Let's go somewhere we have never been, like fucking Montana. Or some
Oklahoma was pretty random.
Been to Montana. Great time. Great.
Montana
shit.
is
Why are we
great
in
country.
Montana?
Went on a ski trip there.
White
Mm.
people
Okay,
get
that makes sense.
Did you go to like Jackson Hole or not Jackson Hole?
Big Sky.
Big Sky?
in Montana.
I would go to Montana or Wyoming before we get to the macro mails, the voicemails from you guys. And what's the number for that, Mad Dog? Can you look that up? And then we'll say it at the end of this. But Coinbase is a trusted and easy to use platform where you can buy and sell crypto. You guys have probably heard of Coinbase. It's a brand new sponsor. They're the exclusive cyber currency platform of the NBA. I'm doing some business deals with certain players in the NBA right now, in that I own an NFT of Alex Caruso. So we love Coinbase. They stole the show at the 2022 Super Bowl. They had the floating QR code commercial. You might have seen that. Everyone was saying that was the best commercial of the Super Bowl. I believe that was actually number one on Jake Marsh's list of best Super Bowl commercials from our own sports business reporter. If you've been looking to level up your financial portfolio, it's always good to diversify. Why not think about cryptocurrency? It's backed by the world's leading investors. Coinbase keeps your portfolio safe and secure while adding crypto into your mix. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. The user experience is top of the line, includes multiple resources to keep the user up to date on the crypto world. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market. They make them accessible to everyone. They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and a mobile app so you can trade securely. You can monitor your crypto all in one place. They're the leading provider of these services. If you're not using Coinbase, you're wasting your time. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/PFT. Sign up at coinbase.com/PFT for $10 in free Bitcoin. Not to get egotistical on the listeners out there, but I think this is the first time that there's been one or two. I think Roback had one as well, but use this promo code coinbase.com/PFT. You're going to get $10. I personally am giving you through this ad read $10 in free Bitcoin. It's an offer for a limited time only. Be sure to sign up today. That's coinbase.com/PFT. If you sign up for this and you get $10 worth of free Bitcoin, tweet it at me. I'll autograph some of them. I'll use the Paint app on my phone. I'll autograph a screenshot of your Bitcoin. Boom. And then you can sell that as an NFT. We're making money. We're making each other money. My signature is great. It's way better than Arian's, everyone's saying. Go to coinbase.com/PFT. I'll autograph it PFT number 9 for you. All right. Mad Dog, what's the number for voicemails?
347-560-0401. And people DM me a lot asking where it is. It's in our Twitter header.
Okay.
So our Twitter header is a billboard of Big T, and that's the voice.
Got it.
If you ever get lost, go to the Twitter header and follow us.
We might have to make our Twitter header the picture of Chef Mickey's with Big T. Do not serve this man.
Do we have that on the shirt? The voicemail number? I thought we did.
We do
On the
pizza shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to buy the shirt too.
All right, let's get to some. Should we call them macro mails?
I like that.
Yeah.
Macro mails.
Mm.
Macrodosing. My name's Mike in Ohio. Big fan of the podcast. I've heard Mr. Comer talk about his trip to China a few different times, watching the USA team. And a fun fact about Carlin Isles, his high school head football coach was Tom McDaniel, Josh McDaniel's dad. And as you can imagine, Carlin was, still a freak back then. Yeah, ran 4.2, laser time. But just a fun fact. But my question is, I think everybody's way or another, some more than others. So I want you guys to go around and name off a couple different things that you guys are OCD about. I'm sure Billy has some interesting answers. So let me know.
Little fun fact in there too.
Yeah, that's a very fun fact. So Josh McDaniels was the coach of the Raiders while Al Davis was still the owner. You best believe Carlin Isles would be in training camp this summer. That would be like a perfect athlete. Guy that runs a 4.19. Hell yeah. So things that you're OCD about. I don't know. Like I don't. It's weird to say because I know what he means by saying OCD. I think it's become like shorthand to, but I don't know how to describe it. So
Like super particular
things
about.
that you're compulsive about.
Well, people like
I think it's like a compulsive.
OCD is a very complex. It's not when people think about OCD, they think it's just about like super clean, super cleanly, ordered and stuff. But
It's
No.
anal. Yeah.
when people who really have OCD badly, they get past the point and then everything's just like it's much more disorganized. I know like a couple of people with it like really bad, and it's not just like some like the small ticks, but like it's like a lot more of a obsessive manifestation that's a little more different than what people think OCD is. It's weird. There's like
like you got to touch a
ticks.
doorknob a certain amount of times, shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes I think this is a compulsive thing. I don't know though. Sometimes I just find myself, if I'm walking somewhere, I just start internally counting my steps as I'm walking.
Oh fuck, I hate that shit.
You're
Because like
counter?
now I'm gonna
No,
do that.
I do something.
I
like
don't-
that.
Because think about that shit.
It's not like I'm doing a pedometer thing where I'm tallying up how much I've worked over the course of I'll just be like walking down a hallway or something if I'm by myself, I'll just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't know why I do it.
hate that because now I'm gonna do it. Watch next time I walk, I'm gonna start counting. It's like so. Mine to piggyback off that. The reason why I hate that you told me that because now I'm gonna do it is now check this out. Sometimes like breathing is just natural. You just do it. But sometimes I'll think about breathing and I have to force myself to breathe. And now I'm doing it right now. I have to force myself to breathe. I'm not doing it naturally anymore.
We're gonna make everyone do that.
Yeah,
now.
it's gonna be
Same thing with blinking.
It's gonna be mass hysteria.
Everybody's gonna stop breathing.
Yeah.
I actually have one. Whenever I'm drinking a beer, I always rip the tab off, so that one I know the beer's mine, and
That's your beer signature.
it's just
It's your
a weird
weird
thing
John
to do.
Hancock.
and I have to get that little part off of it.
You're
the,
planting a
the
flag in
sharp
it.
part.
Yeah, it's got to be a clean break.
I
You can just reverse it and flip it like that.
Yeah, but then you just rip it off.
My OCD is when I get a beer, I have to like I have to like poke a hole in the bottom of it before I open it. And then after I crack it, I put the beer above my head and I drink it real fast. It's kind of a weird thing. Mad Dog, what's yours?
I do this thing. I don't think this is considered OCD, but I've done this forever where, so if you're looking at a phrase or if you think of a phrase, so let's say like, pardon my take because I'm staring right in front of it, I break it down into chunks. So I'll be like, okay, pardon my take. So that has 12 letters. So I can break that up into like 4 groups of 3. So then I do par, don't, like, and then MIT, AKE. And then if it isn't, so like macrodosing is a prime number. So it's 11. So then I think about it of like, this is not what other people
Doesn't have OCD. Wants to make that clear. Not OCD.
I'll do.
You have your whatever Zach Galifianakis is in The Hangover when he's sitting down at the blackjack.
Rain Man.
I'll do macro and then osing and then I split the D symmetrically. So
What?
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know that.
You make it even like on
yeah,
both sides.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
I'm crying thinking about this. So like D, I can split this. I can fold it.
You can fold it. You're
Down.
I wish it was
folding
any other letter, Mad Dog. That's going to get cut.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so I have to split like phrases down. Like dude wipes, I can do like 3 of 3 or like anything like that. So that's why I like my name because I can Madeline Conroy. I can split it in half, like 7 and 7, and then it also is even. So I can do 2s all the way across, and then I can do 4s because they're 16.
Are you writing these
14.
down or just like doing
No, in my
this
head.
in your mind?
What if you meet a guy whose last name is, I don't know, Toms, and you end up marrying him, and your name would become now
Madeline.
a prime number? Would that be a deal breaker?
Madeline Toms, no one.
Isn't that 11?
No, it's 12 because I've 8 in my first name. Madeline's 8.
Okay, so
So if I married Madeline Tom, I can't marry
You
him.
get the ick from that.
I get the ick from
That's
having a prime number.
from
in
weird.
the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's like with everything. Or if someone says something to me, half the time I also don't make eye contact because half of the time I'm thinking about how to break down what you just said to me.
Not OCD.
This is
That's-
a very revealing segment about Mad Dog. I love it.
That's wild. Actually,
Is that not
Holy
something
sh-
you guys?
It's
No, I-
exhausting. No,
Yeah, I'm sweating thinking about it.
I'm not gonna do math while you're talking to me.
No,
there's
like,
no fucking
Or
way,
I see how long I can
Casual
do it.
math. Keep
Yeah.
the brain working.
I see how long, like how big of a chunk I can do. So if someone sends me like a long text with like a couple sentences, I see how much I can get broken down.
Like, no, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just doing math.
Yeah, or breaking down.
Are you good at math?
I'm good at quick math, but I was a finance major for a year and then I failed.
Quick maths.
But like I
quick
can do
maths.
like quick addition and stuff in my brain, obviously.
5 plus 6.
11
Oh.
done, easy.
You're right. You're good.
Yeah, but like, have you seen? Billy might have seen this on
Checks
TikTok.
out.
But it's like people will be like, record yourself doing like 163 plus 90, and I'm like, how do you not?
Yeah.
I can see it in my brain.
153.
Interesting. You didn't
253.
say it
it.
immediately.
163 plus 90 is 253.
Well, yeah.
I said it first, so
30
you checked the
seconds
tape.
later.
All right,
sorry.
how about this one, man? Do this.
Oh fuck! Now I'm gonna be on the spot.
No,
Okay. But then okay,
134 plus 87. Doesn't check out.
221.
That's a lot of.
Not
She beat you. Beat you.
I know she did.
I don't know.
You
I'm
had
not
to
doing
carry
that.
the one
I don't-
twice. That was
Yeah,
impressive.
that was the hard
no,
part.
you have to do what is it? 134 plus 87. You do 134 plus 100 minus 13.
What?
Whoa,
Oh,
no, that's
shit.
fucked up.
Yeah,
That's fucked up that your brain works like that.
that is crazy.
It's supposed to be what was the number? It was 4 plus 7, 11.
Yeah.
Then
Doesn't
you add
supposed to be
That's
any.
3
so
plus
many
8,
things.
3 plus
plus
8,
1.
Yeah, plus the 1.
No,
And then it's
you do-
Certainly shouldn't be doing mental math the way you two were talking about.
Yeah, that's like
I
18
ain't
steps.
doing
Well,
you
you
do.
did.
No.
All right,
You
wait,
subtracted.
wait. I'm gonna do another one. This is a Billy Mad Dog showdown. Ready?
Okay, I gotta close my eyes.
Okay. 226 plus 158.
$284.
Nope.
Wait, what?
Wait, say it again.
Wait. Say
226 plus
Okay.
158.
226 plus 158.
You were very close.
394.
Nope. Now you just
Fuck,
you
did I go
flipped the wrong
backwards?
thing.
I give up.
What is it?
Bro, how do you? She said 284. Then she said 394. It's 384.
That's
384.
That's something I write down.
Yeah.
That's the write down one.
Yeah.
I got.
I'm doing mental math.
I don't know why I
Anyway,
do it.
This
though.
is bad podcast.
Or I do it. Or
No,
I do
this
it with license plates.
What do you mean?
Oh well. So my dad called me Rain Man because when I was growing up, I would memorize license plates, like all the time. Like I can still do all the license.
I don't know if that was the only reason.
Yeah.
Like
Feds.
I would. I would.
Would you memorize your own license plate or other
My
people's?
own, my family's. Like, so if someone was pulling into the driveway, I would be like, oh, I know it's Grandpa because he's EUH 6064.
Not because he's driving.
Oh, you doxed him. You just doxed him.
He's dead, so.
Oh,
No.
There
damn.
are certainly easier ways to recognize cars. I don't know.
Like, so my whole
Grandpa's
entire.
bumper's missing.
My whole entire extended family lived in the same neighborhood growing up. So there was different, people would have the same car. So before you would wave at someone, I would be like, oh, it's not Grandpa. Like, he doesn't have that license plate. So, I can rattle off all the license plates from my childhood right now. And then I would break them down and be like, so I don't know. So in Ohio, the way license plates are set up are 3 letters and then 4 numbers.
Yeah.
So I would break it down and be like, okay, so if there's four numbers, what can I add those together? So growing up, again, this is not my mom's license plate anymore, but my mom's license plate growing up was DVW 5371. So then I would be 53 plus 71, and then I would do DVW, so then I can break down.
How do you get anything done?
Dude, you see, when I look at license plates, I don't look at the numbers. I look at the shape. For some reason, the shape of the writing and lettering and symbols in it.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was, but I'd be able to tell you the shape. Not even tell you, but spot the shape and recognize the shape.
Got it.
Shape of
Yeah.
the letters.
You just,
Yeah.
you
Like
just
the
recognize it by a work of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't actually acknowledge that that's actually
Abstract
writing.
license
Yeah.
plates.
Is that how you read too?
Kind.
Yeah.
You just
look at
recognize the
words?
shape of the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it tickles something in my brain if all of the numbers are even. So my address at home, which I won't say, is all even numbers, and it's prettier because it's all even numbers.
I also
I mean,
another
that
thing.
narrows it down.
Yeah, but
I lock all my stuff all the time. Lock all my doors, lock my windows,
Mhm.
lock my car.
that's
my
just
lock.
I feel
saying.
like
the
you
info.
should do
That's
that.
It's just good operational security.
Yeah.
What about you, Big T?
I didn't think I had anything like this, but y'all talking about the numbers and shit, I have to. Do y'all know your credit card number?
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, could you recite it?
Yeah.
I lose my debit card so frequently that.
So I have to know my credit card number.
What is it? All right, you're smart.
So I had to
Almost
get a
had
new
you.
one fairly recently, and it came in the mail, and I sat there that night for an hour, and I was like, I'm gonna type this out until I know it. And so anytime I have to do it, I can just do it off the top of my head.
I don't even know my credit card number. I done had 6 of them the last 4. I always lose my shit.
It was actually, when it was? It came in the mail the day of our live show, and I had been without a card for 3 or 4 days.
I
and
lost mine the day of our live show.
Yeah, and so I got home. Went from the office home. The card was in the mail. I was like, I'm gonna learn this, and then I typed it out a bunch of times, and then I came to the show.
That's impressive. I don't think I've known a single. I know the last 4.
That's just for convenience, though.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you just have to plug something in real quick, you don't have to pull your card out.
Yeah,
But your phone does that too.
No,
Your phone.
yeah.
will recognize.
It is on my computer, but just for shit, if I need to use it for something, I know it.
So I've got Apple Pay now on my phone because I got the new debit
Oh,
card. It's on
That's
its
what
way.
It is. That's what it is.
I don't know how to use it right. I think I'm batting probably 0.50% on trying to use it at a point of sale, and then just giving up and taking my other debit card out and using that.
you
one.
just tap it.
It's easy as hell. It's you
No,
literally
'cause
just.
You
so
got to use it in
you
the subway
double-click- You
PFT.
double
did.
click the side. You double click the side, and
Yeah,
it scans it.
Just double click the lock button.
Oh, that's what it is. When it says double click,
Yeah.
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 I've
What,
been
what were you clicking?
I've been tapping the screen twice.
No. You double
Why does
lock.
Bit Siri keep popping up?
Yeah, no, it keeps going back to an expired Delta Airlines flight from a year ago when I do that in my wallet. So you double click the power button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how you pull it up to get on the having it for the subway. I never have to buy a Metro
Now
card
it says
again.
hold near reader. All
Hold
right.
near
I
it, and
prefer
it
the
scans it.
card. I like the
No,
swipe.
I
like
wish
the
I.
swipe?
Nah,
I
bro.
like the
I'm telling
swipe
you.
every morning.
Telling you, bro, you gotta do do with a bloop,
Yeah, it's
and that little
so
bloop
nice.
is so satisfying. It's a bloop, a little
the
click,
most-
a little vibrate, the bloop.
The most
That's-
embarrassing
that's-
thing is having no money on your Metro card when you swipe it, and then you gotta like turn around and walk out.
And you're just messing up the whole flow.
Yeah, I hate that.
Dude, taking the path train, you gotta use a different swipe,
Hmm
a smart link card.
Well, now I'm pumped because now I can spend more money.
Yeah,
I'm very
that's
excited about that.
everything Arian just described is exactly what Apple was doing. They were like, we're gonna make the purchasing experience even easier to get people coming back to. Like they're gonna be chasing
So
this little
satisfying.
vibration ding.
So satisfying, and it is.
I
every
agree,
single time.
but you see how
dopamine.
sinister it is.
Yep.
It's very evil, but I'm in it. I'm with it.
Cool. You got one?
Mine feels so normal compared to you fucking weirdos. I like to keep my volume on 18 for the next Celtics championship. Green 18.
Okay. I like that.
Oh, I do have another one.
Just
The
put it out there
volume
in the universe. yeah.
volume can't be on an odd number. I do have
that's
one actually.
18 doesn't always work. There's a lot of different volumes that 18 can be, sometimes too quiet. So I will also stick to the even. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do when we win this year and I have to bump it to 19. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Big T. That,
When I'm,
now that I think
sorry,
about
go
it, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it
you
occurred.
did though.
Sorry. It did occur to me that I do that too on volume.
Yeah, it's got to be
With-
even.
it's gotta be even
Preferably a multiple of 10, but
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Big T, will you let a 5 slide?
I haven't, but I could do 25. I think 25 is the only one you can do. Like 35, that doesn't do it. for me.
55.
25 is 5 5s, so it's a cool number. But 35 is 7 5s, and that's not cool.
That's not cool.
Demonic.
yeah.
I could do 85.
There's
if
some
I'm really
yeah.
pumping it.
There's some odd numbers that are chill. Like even 15's chill.
That's what I'm telling you. Some
Yeah.
some odd numbers
Don't
just
bother
like
nobody. It just kicks it.
Yeah,
just
15
tickle the back of your brain.
Right, but 35 just 7. I don't like 7.
No.
Why don't you like? That's like
I don't know.
universally renowned a lucky number.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like 7.
It's in the Bible.
It's
A lot.
3 and
For
4.
the Bible,
I
dice,
like it.
slot machines.
it's a lot of
Lucky
like
number-
the multiple
lucky number
of
seven.
5s are even. in my
7's
brain.
bad. 7's bad. 7's the first number you encounter that's just bad.
But like, if you said no reason as to why 7 is bad. Why?
Because
is 7
one-
Well,
bad?
to be fair, 7, 8, 9.
True. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great point, Cole.
7 is bad
3 is a bad number
But
too.
why
Three is
is
bad.
7?
because
Three is not
one
It's a
bad.
great
Allen Iverson
number.
wore 3.
3 is a tremendous number.
Allen
one
Iverson wore 3.
Allen Iverson.
I don't like 3.
one
Wow.
3 doesn't like you.
I'm
3
suspicious
don't-
of 3.
one
That's
one's
crazy.
the first number. 2's the
That-
first.
The
That's,
second
that's
number.
not
Sorry,
actually.
no.
Okay,
wrong.
sorry, 0. We're talking real numbers here.
Negative numbers are real numbers. 0 is a real number.
We're going to I.
Forgot about
Wait, negative numbers aren't real numbers. They're
Yeah.
they're imaginary. Numbers.
No,
Yeah.
I is an imaginary number. Negative numbers are real numbers.
real numbers.
No,
Real
I don't
number. No,
think
bro.
so.
Wait.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Negative numbers are
real.
real numbers. Imaginary number. There's really only
Natural
One
numbers. We're only
imaginary
talking
number is
about
I.
natural numbers. We're talking natty numbers.
The big
All my
natties.
numbers are natty. 1's the first number. 2's the first
Talking
even
power
number.
5 numbers here.
3 is like, oh, the Trinity. Like, whoa. Like first.
Yeah,
like,
negative
okay.
numbers are real numbers.
4 is an even number, but it's double 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even. 5 is like the first. 5 is like, whoa, that's halfway to 10. So that's chill. 6.
What the fuck?
Oh, let
What
me cook.
the
Let Billy
fuck?
cook. Let
Oh,
Billy
sorry,
cook.
my bad. I'm gonna okay.
6 is double 3, even.
Mm-hmm.
7. What the fuck is 7?
I don't
What
know.
the fuck is 7? And it's not chill at all.
It's not chill. It's a very aggressive number.
Yeah, and then 8's 4 4.
Real sharp, real pointy number, that 7.
Yeah, it's just I don't like it.
I can listen to
I don't
Billy
want
break
7
down
in my
numbers all
neighborhood.
day.
And 2 is after 1.
2, I mean,
Let's
2
hear
is
8.
double. Eight's.
You already said that, it's double
looks
four.
Nice,
Half of this
double four.
rationale is just that the numbers are double something, which is true of every even number. So, like in Billy's mind, every even number is cool because
Yeah.
it just is
Not-
divisible by 2.
Not
So you
70.
don't like prime numbers, son.
70
Not
has 7 in
70.
it though. 70 has 7 in it, so it's out.
Yeah, I don't like 70.
All right.
Well, you don't like the number set. Wait, hold on. Is it prime numbers you ain't really fucking with? Is that what it is?
No, 13. I was born on the 13th. 13th's the luckiest
13th
number.
is the most universally hated
No,
number.
no,
of all.
that's
He
my
said-
number.
No.
Bruh, he said 13 is the luckiest number.
In
Bruh,
my
they
brain-
literally make hotels to this
I
day
know.
without the 13th floor on it.
I know. Well, guess what? 13. I was born on the 13th. 13 is not bad for me.
You are all. You
I'm
live in an
No,
upside down
13's
world.
ugly. 13 is an ugly number. You look at 13 and you're
Horrible
like,
number.
Not the best looking at, like, you know, but
Not,
13
not
makes
a
up
not
for
a
it.
podcast number.
Yeah.
Not a podcast number.
13's a number that, you know, like really great personality.
13's got a face for radio.
Yeah, really makes up for it in other ways.
Arian, I'm sorry that I interrupted you before Billy went on his thing. What were you gonna say?
That was interesting. I was gonna say another one that I remember that when I jog, like if I'm jogging outside, I don't step on a crack. Like I'll avoid a crack.
I want to break your
It's
mom's
It's not for
back.
it's
True.
it's not for any kind of superstitious reasons. It's just like me dodging it in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you can be better safe than sorry, like why? No, there's no need to fuck around with that.
I mean, if my mom's back broke every time I stepped on a crack, like she wouldn't be here. So
Mhm.
Yeah, but like, why take the extra chance? No.
I kind of agree
I
with you
feel
on
you.
that one. I don't like stepping on crack either.
yeah, I don't do my mama though, and her fine.
Yeah. I also don't like it if I'm running or walking somewhere and the sidewalk squares are too unnaturally big
Mm-hmm.
where I can't manage my steps to get
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
in
In
between.
one stride.
Yeah.
One step one.
Yeah, so you kind of gotta like kind of tap and shuffle.
Yeah.
before
This
you get
has
there. Yeah.
nothing to do with what y'all are talking about, but it made me think of it talking about sidewalks, and I was just thinking about like when I walk home. It's just a story y'all might appreciate on this show. I got off the subway the other day, and there's a woman standing there with a clipboard. She goes, "Are you a registered Democrat in the neighborhood?" And I looked at her and I said, "No, thank God." And I walked away, and she just kind of. I took one look back, and she was like looking at me like, "What the fuck?" I was pretty proud of myself.
Let's go, Brandon.
you were born for that interaction.
Because I know I was the only Republican that got off at that subway station the whole 3 hours she was standing there.
You were probably just like the rest of your day just walking on air. Like I fucking nailed that.
I was proud of myself for sure.
One lib owned.
Another big TW. I might have the same reaction, honestly. If she was like, "Are you a registered Democrat?" I'm like, "Fuck no." I might have the same reaction, man.
I kind of wanted to know what she wanted.
Money.
Your vote.
Yeah,
or your money.
not gonna happen, pal.
We got another voicemail.
Yeah.
Let's just do one more.
Okay. Okay, this one is an advice segment.
Sweet.
What's up, Macrodosing crew? My name's Neil from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yo.
I just need some advice real quick. So, I was born and raised Hindu. My parents are very strict Hindu. They don't eat onions. But I've been eating meat since I was like 15, and I think they don't know, but also like I want to tell them I'm not really religious, and they're very religious, and I kind of want to just be truthful with them and tell them that I eat meat. I was born and raised in America, so what do you think? What do you think I should do? Like I don't know how they're gonna react. So can I get some advice? When everybody asks, like, I'm a vegetarian, I tell them I'm part-time vegetarian. So I'm not sure what to tell my parents because I want to stop lying to them. So let me know what you guys think, and have a good one. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to tell this guy other than I really hope his parents aren't listeners of the show.
Yeah, because now they know.
I doubt it if they don't eat onions.
I would say
We
Coming out
have a
as a
strictly
meat eater.
onion-eating audience.
I would say
Yeah.
I would.
I'm confident saying every one of our listeners.
Not all onion eaters listen to macrodosing, but all macrodosing listeners eat onions.
I bet we have some vampire
Right.
listeners who don't do onions.
Some people
Was
just
that
don't like
garlic?
onions.
Some people don't like onions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's garlic.
Not
or
our
onions?
listeners.
Garlic.
The what about green onion? I feel like most people that aren't onion eaters still eat chives.
That's
That's
the
like
same
a
people
type-
with people that don't like tomatoes, but they're like, well, I like peas.
Green onions, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, like they're gonna find their way into your meal.
They're
That's
everywhere.
that's branding that people don't know. It's like a euphemism. Like you don't even know what you're eating, but you're eating onions.
I would tell this guy, tell your parents, sit them down, tell them, Mom, Dad, got something to tell you. I've been using heroin. I'm just kidding about the heroin, but I do have meat sometimes. And then all is good. They're like, well, at least he's not shooting junk.
Well, maybe like
What if
start
they're
off.
pro heroin?
That would be certainly a zig when I thought they would have zagged. I can't. I'm just here to give the best advice that I can. I can't plan it all out.
Well,
Very heavy question.
cattle, the cow is extremely sacred in Hinduism. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So maybe if you just just don't say you're eating beef. Say you're just doing a little poultry.
Just lie a little less.
That is
Yeah.
Billy's theme in life. Just tell a small lie instead of the truth.
Well, yeah, I feel like the cattle thing might be a little.
Yeah.
That might be a little disturbing.
when I came out as atheist publicly, I got a lot of those questions. Like, yo, how do I tell my people I feel this way? And the advice I always gave was, yo, if your people don't accept you for who you are, then their love was contingent on, their expectations of you as a human. And that's not unconditional. And those aren't the kind of people, whether they're your family or not, that I like to frequent. You know what I'm saying? It's your life, but it's like, I'd rather be me 100% of the time and have the people around me love and accept me for who I am than like me have to pretend for somebody just to hold on to the relationship.
That's a good answer. I like how you say you came out as atheist too.
Yeah, like it was. I mean, that's how. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, but back then it was a big deal.
Yeah. Bully, you have any advice?
I would not go to podcasts for advice. That's my advice. Confide in better people to begin with, and they'll give you more direct answers than this particular program.
My advice was popping, bro. Don't listen to that shit, dog.
No, Arian had shockingly good advice if he wants to become an atheist. For this particular conundrum, boy, that's something that's hard for me to even understand. Being like having to tell someone who cares about you, like it's a fear I feel like most of us can relate to. Like you never want to disappoint your parents. Like that's what he's afraid of. He's afraid of. I don't think he thinks they're gonna like cut him off, like ever talk to him. Like I don't think it's like the Amish shunning he's worried about here. I think he's more like, I just don't want them to be disappointed in me, which is an immense pain that I feel like we've all probably felt at some point in our lives. So yeah, I that's always tough. I think just being as honest as possible, and it's like it's very serious, but it's also like you're just eating fucking burgers sometimes. Like I don't. It's both very serious, but also hard for me to completely understand how serious it is, since it's something that's so ingrained in our everyday life that you don't even think about it.
Yeah. And no idea like what your parents are like, how they're going to react to it. They might be understanding. It might be hard. It might take them some time to get used to it. But I think worst case scenario, they'll be very uncomfortable with it, but they'll eventually get used to it because they like you. They don't like they love you. They don't love having somebody that's around them all the time that doesn't eat meat. That's not why they care about you. They care about you because you're their son. And so
Allegedly.
So they'll eventually get over it, or they might be totally cool with it. Maybe
they'll drop an Uno reverse hammer and be like, "You're adopted." Bam.
Or maybe they'll be like, "We eat meat too all the time. We were just trying to raise you as a good Hindu, and we're sick of living this lie too. Let's go out to Outback."
And it's a great night.
And it becomes maybe the closest that you'll ever be with your parents. You unlock a whole new dimension of that relationship.
They don't care about the meat on the outside. They care about the meat on the inside.
That's true.
Beautiful.
Well said, Billy. Billy's really, really profound when it comes to meat metaphors. Right in his wheelhouse.
The numbers 6 and below.
Yeah, well, the good news is that person probably isn't even going to listen until this part of the podcast because they probably turned it off in all the numbers talk.
They're like, oh, my question was too serious. They're never going to follow up this question with mine.
It's the beauty of this program.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think that's probably good for today. That was about
4 hours.
Oh, loop
Almost
that.
4 hours.
Loop that. He said it's the beauty of this program. Loop that.
No. This show
Nah.
still sucks, but
Loop it, Mad
it
Dog.
has
Loop it for me.
beauty in its ridiculousness.
Loop it. Just beauty of this program. Beauty of this program. Beauty of this program. And just spam Big T with it every day.
Like his credit card number just on a loop.
I can get you that right now.
We're asking for it.
I'll hit you up later.
All right, that does it for us today. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys on Thursday. Nanodosing. Any other housekeeping we got to take care of? I don't think so.
Let's get a trip done.
We'll get a trip done. Arian is going to start throwing out suggestions, but we're open
Thanks.
to it. Give us some weird places we could go. Okay, see you guys on Thursday. Love you guys.